All right, it's fight night here at FPF. CTA, welcome back. Mo Khan along with Iggy Magnets.
Wow.
And Eagle Dakala.
How's it fight night exactly?
We'll get to that. Nice little tease. Welcome into CTA. PZ's still in the lovely state of Hawaii. He's back next week. His body clock might be 6 hours behind the show's actual time.
Yeah. Apparently he added to the script, if you saw.
Oh, wow. Look, he's doing some work.
Yeah. Man, do we miss peas. And that's the end of the pea segment.
That will wrap up PZ segment here. Let's dive into it as we like to do so with some news and notes before we get to the big situation that happened in Div 3 earlier this week. A reminder again, playoff eligibility. We cannot stress how important is it for your captains and even for you players to look at your team page on the FPF website to make sure you have at least 5 games to be playoff eligible. We run into this situation and this exercise every week 10, week 11, week 12, and the complaints are flooded into the FPF inbox that, hey, my guy played, he or she played or he played this week, that week, and then becomes like, well, is it true, yes or not? And we do a whole thorough investigation. So please check it out now. So if there is an issue, we can get this corrected, and we can all be happy going towards the playoffs at the end of March.
We're going to be very strict this time around. I know a lot of teams wait to the last minute. We actually officially have a rule that says we won't update games more than 7 days in the past. And every now and then, a team's like, oh, please, we missed it, whatever, this and that. We're like, okay, sometimes it's a fault of ours because there's duplicate profiles, so we, like, fix it or stuff like that or whatever. Sometimes there's a jersey violation that shouldn't have been, and we can go back to, like, picture week to be like, yes, actually, you did have it, our bad. But most of the time, you're fucked. So make sure it's correct.
You're bleeped.
No, they're fucked.
Bleep them out.
Bleep them out.
We need a bleep.
We have
sound,
that.
Sound.
But why?
Bleep.
Why?
We have that, though, don't we?
No.
Hey, it's 2023. I can say what I want.
Yeah, it's true. Man, do we miss peas? All right. Spring season start date. Again, reminder, we're getting closer and closer. Do we have a date yet for the opening of spring season for registration, Eagle, yet? Or are we still
I believe April 3rd is the date that
April
I've been
3rd.
given.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not that's an actual date, because I have less than 48 hours to process ratings, we will see. But that's the aspirational date.
Yeah.
And then spring season itself would kick off on May 7th
So
and
2 weeks
finish
after
around
the road
August
show.
6th.
Yeah, so 2 weeks after the road show. Man, do we miss peas? So that's it for now. As for sites, that will be determined. A reminder for those who are kind of hesitant about, well, what happens during the long weekend? Well, we're not playing the Saint Jean and Canada long weekends. We're off for those Sundays. So please take that into consideration for your teams that may be on the fence because of the long weekends as well. So there you go. May 7th will be the kickoff of the spring season. And April 3rd target is for the opening of you to sign up for how many divisions we're going to have?
10. 5 men's, 2 women, 3 co-ed.
So Div A to E?
Yep.
And then the co-eds, and okay, cool, fair enough.
3 co-eds and 2 women.
That's amazing. Great stuff to hear. Okay, let's dive into it. Into the stake of the week, Div 3, Infantry's Blues Clues. A lot happened in that game, well, more at the end of the game, where we had a all-out slobber knocker with a few of the players from each side of Blues Clues and Infantry. By the way, Blues Clues won that football game. I forgot about that.
Oh, right. There was a football game that
that
was
happened.
played.
That was played in a brawl. But so now, look, we want to emphasize this to everyone out there. This league prides itself of being one of the very few rec leagues that does not have bull crap that happens every single week. Yes, there will always be arguments with players and referees and players within each other. But one thing that we do definitely pride on is the fact that we very rarely have full-out brawls. You might have a couple pushes and shoves, but that's about it. This was an ugly event on Monday night at Hebert between Blues Clues and Infantry, which resulted in some awful moments. It was filmed, and it was sent to the DC that have made their assessment. They should be, by the time this is produced and released, by then we should know how many games the players involved were suspended, which we cannot reveal yet of who was involved. But Iggy, it was a black eye, literally black eye, for everyone involved with those two teams and the players who got into the tete-a-tete.
What's a DC for those who don't know?
Disciplinary committee.
The disciplinary
So
committee,
what
which
does
is
that
an
mean?
objective board of both players and officials that assess any types of punishment that is required towards community members who act outside of the FPF code of conduct.
Who act up like babies.
Why is Mo so slow? He's
Yeah,
like
it's true.
lagging.
I am chopping
He's
it.
very laggy. I hope this doesn't come out on the
that'd be
on the show.
terrible.
Sometimes on YouTube, like our podcast just cuts off for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. So anyway, look, it's a bad look, Iggy.
Yeah.
Everyone involved, and it's an embarrassing thing, and it's unfortunate it happened. But a lesson will be given to the players involved from the two teams, and it's unfortunate, but it might ruin their seasons, whatever's left of it in the regular season, and however far they might go in the playoffs.
Yeah, we had actually this season as well. We not to the extent I think of what went down on Monday night, but practice squad versus Tokyo Sandblasters had an incident as well that got reprimanded in 1 week suspensions. But notably, this one reminds me of last year's Glory Boys versus Stormers, and in a prior punishment and history of punishment, those two teams who were locks for the playoffs were banned for the rest of the season, playoffs included. So that could be what's on the horizon for the players involved on Blues Clues and Infantry, and if that's the case, their season, if not the whole team, the players that were directly involved, could be end of season for them.
A rush of blood led to misjudgment for some of these guys involved. And that brings up to the question of Blues Clues and Infantry and what happens to their seasons. You talk about where they're positioned right now, Iggs. Right now, for Blues Clues, they're in first place at 6-2 in Group E. And for Infantry, they're trucking along right now in their division as they're trying to find the exact record for this team here. As
4-3
4-3
currently, yeah.
But they were going into the game 4-2, right?
Exactly. So they're 4-3, and essentially they won't win the division now by virtue of them having the tiebreaker in favor of Blues Clues.
Yep.
So how much does this impact their seasons, their campaigns? Because Blues Clues was probably in that conversation of perhaps being the favorite to win Division 3.
Like at the beginning of the season, not a lot of people put much stock into Blues Clues, which I think was unfair. The roster was loaded, right? You had AJ coming off a Fall Cup season where he was just getting better and better every week at the quarterback position, and give any quarterback the weapons of Tam Billiadet, Isaiah Allard, Nick Gomez-Rizzo. They have Xavier Couture, one of the younger scorekeepers in FPF, playing on the team. His talent was on full display as a depth receiver. Fitzgerald Senatus of Diamond Bougie. His team was stacked, and they started off a bit slow, but I think rattled off like 5 or 6 wins in a row. They were icing teams out, blowing them out by 18 points week in, week out. This was a team to be feared with, and now looks like they're going to be a team that's not going to be left with much.
Now they're
down
praying
the
for
stretch.
damage limitations at this point, right?
Yeah.
Of what could be left over for the rosters, and it brings up the question now for Infantry in particular, because this is a team that is chasing Blues Clues for first place. Blues Clues will have Mongoose, which is not an easy homework assignment for them, and Les Vaches Full, who are fighting for the playoff spots. Could Blues Clues get to 7 wins and be at minimum 7-3 if that's a realistic target for now moving forward?
They could. The Les Vaches Full have had a very up and down, more down than up kind of season. Mongoose has, since there's winter championship last year in 4A, I want to say. Could have been 4B, but I believe it was a 4A championship. They haven't lost a step in their play.
Mm-hmm.
So already Blues Clues versus Mongoose on a even playing field would have been one of those games that you want to go see at Laval on Wednesday night. Now becomes a much heavily favored Mongoose and a much tougher challenge for Blues Clues.
Yeah, Infantry too. They got Rouge coming up Monday night at Hebert, and you wonder how they can replace that production that they will lose as well. It's not going to be easy for them. I thought both teams, including infantry, it was a great game in terms of the style that was employed by both teams. Isaiah Lard was taking away passing lanes from Corey Woloski as a pass rusher. AJ Gomes didn't have his sterling effort in terms of the passing because, infantry had the defensive match up well with them. And this would have been a great rematch in the playoffs had they met up. And now we may not have that moving forward here. But it brings up to the next question here about Division B, Group B in this division here. Iggs.
Can I pause for
yes,
just
go
a second?
For it. Yes.
If you had your way with the DC, and obviously none of us are actually in the DC
No,
right
we're
now,
not. No.
do you feel either of these teams deserves to continue playing the rest of the season?
No.
Yeah, and not even just I wasn't there. You were there as a scorekeeper.
Yeah.
You had the eyewitness and like maybe it's more vivid in your mind, but for me, regardless of that, the history says the teams get suspended for the rest of the year. That we had the almost exact situation, at least from accounts versions that were, at least made way into my ears. This sounds like Glory Boys versus Stormers of last year.
What's brutal now is that both teams have so little games to get. That replacement, Joe Schmo can't come in and be that playoff replacement now.
Yeah.
It wasn't done. It was done week 3 where
Right.
now you got to figure out, okay, well,
And 2 games left, yeah.
2 games,
2,
3
3
games, whatever it is.
They might not have games left at all. We might just cancel their team for the rest of the season.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, honestly. Like, again,
Absolutely.
I have no stake on this, but don't be dicks is the golden rule in our league. And you were dicks. So, bye.
Major gas baggers, that's for sure, though. Man, do we miss peas. So, look, Group B in this division here has been mammoth. You talk about all 5 teams could very well be above 500 or better, okay? I'm willing to put my money that one of these teams will be in the finals.
Yes, I highly two of these teams could meet in the finals.
Yeah, just to make sure people who are not watching, Silent Ticklers, Preach, Junkyard Dogs, Greendale Human Beings, and KGP Raw.
Yeah, look, KGB Raw on the lower end of the scale at 3-3. Not a bad team. Like they've been very competitive in their games, and they're the 5th of 5 teams, right? Look, the finals could involve Silent Ticklers versus Preach. Could be Silent Ticklers versus Junkyard Dogs. They had an impressive game. Junkyards did against Blackouts. It was a back and forth offensive firework kind of game. They know how to put up the points. That could carry them all the way to the finals. It could be a Greendale Human Beings Preach final. I think you're right. At least one team from Group B is going to make it to the final.
But then on the flip side, I think one of these teams will be bounced out early in the playoffs.
Sure,
But I'm not saying KGP Raw, but I'm saying one of these more established, better win-loss.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Because I'm like, well, that's true of any group.
No, but I'm saying that a Preach or Junkyard Dogs,
right, like a heavy favorite.
Yeah, I think they can bounce out. Right, as tough as this division is, it's sort of that that give and take that the law of averages will even out, and that one of these teams will lose in the first round.
I mean, they're not playing each other, right? It's not a cannibalism in like group. Like the first seed is playing the 5th seed, and all within Group B. It's literally going to be 1 through in Div C. It's 1 of 24, right? And even 1 of 8 get a bye. So a lot of these teams actually might get buys. And then what? Let's say there's a 10 seed and a 13 seed. They're not meeting till like the second round of the playoffs, right? So
at minimum.
So unless they get like just a bad matchup, you'd have to look at a team like Blackouts, who is 2-3-1 right now, pulling off an upset that wouldn't be the upset of the century, but just an upset in terms of the lower seed beating out the higher seed.
Yeah, and I think top to bottom, that's the best division because every other division, the division leader has a 2-game lead, if not more. Whereas in this division, yes, Sound Ticklers have a 4-point lead on Preach, but Preach in any other division would be first place.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Junkyard Dogs in any other division would be at least second, if not first.
Yep.
So the quality's there.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have to pick one team, who is it then?
Silent Ticklers have just been on another level. 8-0, just 200. Again, them two, like Junkyard Dogs, are a team that can just outscore their problems. All of the teams, though, look at that defense. 208, 203, 206, 204. They're all letting just a little more over 200 points. So the defenses are strong. What really is going to make the difference here is the attack. And whether it's Preach at 297, who have the most right now, or Silent Ticklers, I think Silent Ticklers went up head-to-head against Preach and came away victorious. Obviously, still
Well,
undefeated.
they didn't know. Yes, I would hope so.
Yeah. No, but just in case they didn't play each other, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they did. And Silent Ticklers came out on top. So right now, I'd have to say ST.
Yeah, Ticklers won by 10 over Preach. I'm taking Preach to be my team to make it through.
Yep.
I think their history of championship runs that they've had under previous names, Outlaws and others included, makes a big difference for them. I look at Hariprasad. He's a big-time quarterback, right? I mean, he's not the most sexiest quarterback. Doesn't have the most seductive throws out there, but he does the job, and he gets the job done. So with the way that they've been playing well, Les Malheurs and Stokes to finish off the year, I firmly believe that they can definitely make a run. And if they can get 8 wins, yeah, give me this team here because their defense is really fun to watch as well moving forward. So you look at Mongoose, and you look at that's what she said. I was gonna say because you highlight a whole you're highlighting names here. What's wrong with you, Iggy?
I highlight things when I
I was like, what the hell's going on over here?
But you
that's
said
what she holds.
you said that so awkwardly.
Yeah,
you
that's the question. I was like, what the
you
hell?
said it like the most unlike Michael Scott version of it. Oh my God.
So for those who don't know,
It was more Ron Burgundy style,
Yeah.
just reading the teleprompter.
For those who don't know, we use Google Docs for our things. So you can edit it live, and Iggy start to highlight it. I'm like, what the hell is what she can hold anyway? So, hey, we'll call them what she can hold now. So what can she hold now? They're 6-2. They lost to Mongoose earlier this year, who are 5-1-1. So it's a 1-point gap. Mongoose holds the hammer with a game in hand here, so they can catch them, surpass them if they win the full allotment of games here. Could Mongoose jump? That's what she said for the number 1 spot in Group C.
So let's take a look at That's What She Said schedule.
That's what she holds.
They are playing Jif and Mangoose to wrap up the season.
Mongoose is tricky. That is a tricky game for them.
Yeah. It's always so is GIF. I saw them last night. They are they talk a lot and they got OC'd for it.
Oh yes.
But they're a tough out. That's not an easy out. Containing Ben McMahon, the athletes of Owen Bujarski, Kevin Donnett. Man, the list just goes on and on.
By the way, GIF can get first place if they win out, and the top 2 teams, Mongoose, and that's what she said. Both lose out.
It's definitely possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Even on not just in terms of the points, but in terms of on the product on the football field.
Yeah.
And then if we take a look
possible.
at Mongoose themselves,
Yeah.
they have 3 games left. They're playing
Blues
Clues. Who knows what that's going to
Yeah,
end
that's
up
gonna be a
looking
very
like.
deprived team.
Backyard Bullies
Not
and
much
never
left.
overtime.
Yeah, they're gonna run through
That looks like 3-0 to
they're
me.
gonna be 3-0.
Yeah.
They're gonna let's put them at 8-1-1. So that means they win the division.
I'm going to do a thought experiment here. Let's assume for a second that Blues Clues may not have the rest of their games. They are playing LVF as one of the other games. So this might be a redirect for one of the things where they reschedule it, for example. Mongoose LVF, does that change Mongoose winning in your minds?
No, I think LVF's defense can play with Mongoose, but their offense cannot keep up with Mongoose.
Correct.
Okay. So Mongoose, congratulations, you win Group C.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, that's what it is for Mongoose. Give them the division caps right now. Man, do I miss peas?
I love it.
On to 5B. Going to the final 3 games. Primal or Green Monster, who has the edge to win this division in 5B?
Green. So I just played Green Monster on Monday night. That is a great defense. They struggle on offense, sure, but the defense. I've never. The game of flag football is an offensive game, and the game's like the proverbial defense wins championships.
Yeah.
This is what Green Monster's all about. And like super tight 19-18 game victory over them, but holy what a lower, like, Mo, I played a lot of defenses this past week, including KGP in Division 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was maybe the offense I had in 5B. I don't think so, but that was the best defense I played this week, was a 5B Green Monster defense.
I'm trying to just do a quick counter. I think Green Monster has not given up more than 22 points in the game this year, or 21 points in the game this year.
That is winning football.
That
right?
is what you call Baltimore Ravens 2001 football right there.
that
No,
can
25 against Bulldogs.
Oh, I apologize.
25.
So they haven't get more than 26 in a game, right? So it's crazy.
Yeah. That's really good defense. That is a recipe for winning.
Could that be the greatest defense ever in FPF history?
That goes to Bud Knights, 2018, I think. Bud Knights.
Where's Simon? Bud Knights.
Bud Knights. It was Simon. Yes,
Bud Knights.
the best defense in FPF history. So their defense can lead them to a lot of victories here down the road. The other team, Primal's the opposite. Full of explosive firepower on offense, led by the wizard Médéric Lozon. And you know what he looks like, right?
He's a great guy. Matt's a nice guy.
Yeah, super nice guy. But he's the wizard. Although the ball's upside down in their team photo.
They lost to Primal lost to Green Monster by 2, by the way.
And what was the score?
2018.
20-18. You see, like I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised.
So if they met in the playoffs, and that's a different animal, right? Different beast. Playoff football is a lot different than regular season football in FPF. We know
And also, tell me, I believe where was that game played?
I believe it was. Hold on.
Was it a Bear?
I think it was at Lachine.
The Dome or Lachine Main? Although they're rough.
No, I apologize. Hebert won.
At a Bear.
Yeah.
That surprises me, because I played them in Saint Laurent, and that field is small. It's tight, and that favors Green Monster a lot. So I'm surprised actually that on the bigger Hebert, legitimate size football field, that Primal didn't have a better show. But again, I'm not sure about Primal. I don't know if they're.
I like them a lot.
Yes,
though.
but I don't know if they've played together elsewhere before, or if they're like still building and gelling like together as a team as the season went along. And they met in what week? That was week 3.
Week 3.
So it's still early on-ish in the season. I wonder if they met up again in the playoffs, if Primal would have a deeper understanding of their defense and attack certain. Although there are not many weak points, attack certain areas that they saw.
Well, if they made the playoffs and this became a track meet, then Primal's going to rip them to shreds.
Who? Primal. If it was a track meet, yeah.
Shreds.
Yeah.
If this was like we're going to make this a 3-possession half per team.
Yeah, but that's what Green Monster does.
Yeah, and
They limit the possessions you have.
Yeah,
Very great game management.
Patrick Jazzon's one of the smarter football players out there.
Yeah.
Kavis Riley, of course, is a guy that we know very well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their roster is very huge in terms of the robust numbers that they have.
And they're physically huge as well. These guys are towers on defense, and not just height-wise, but length-wise. Like, these guys are big,
they're
big
bricks.
bodies.
They're big walls over there, right?
Yeah.
So, like, David Vlad is a guy to watch out for.
Yes. Yeah.
But I just think now, I mean, going to the final 3 games for both teams, I still give it to Primal to win this division.
What? Finishing with a record of prediction?
I'm going to go.
When you say division, you mean the group?
The group,
He
yes.
means the
I meant,
group.
yeah, I apologize. The group, yes. Group. I beg your
I'm
pardon.
like, there's Warriors, there's Vic in a
Yeah,
box,
no.
there's Killer Rays,
I-
there's Blue Drive,
think
there's Penetrators, Red Dragons.
7
like,
will be enough to get this group.
I think that's tough. Primal are playing Red Dragons, which that will be a track meet. It'll be
It's a
who
very
gets
tough
to
game.
41st.
Yeah.
It'll although Red Dragons did lose Emile Bolulo for the year. They're playing Blue Dry, who are another team that can put up the points with Fred Junot at quarterback.
Yep.
Cover 3, that's a win for Primal. Maybe they could go 1-2, but they could go 2-1 as well. So
Yeah, I mean, look, I think they go 2-1. I think they get 7. And I just think that for Green Monster, from the
Green Monster are going 3-0.
Could get the schedule up there. Eagle,
NPI, Blues, and Team Sexy.
yeah, Blues is not. Team Sexy is not. Team Sexy needs the wins. I think they're in a serious dogfight for themselves. But Blues, yes, they'll get the win on that one.
And it'll be close against no pun intended, but I think they squeak out another 20-18 win type of game.
So speaking of no pun intended, them Blues Stormers, better chance of sneaking into the playoffs.
Without looking at the record, I think no pun intended is the best of those 3.
That does not look promising the next 3 games, though.
Oh, yikes.
So prime times will be tight. So will Green Monster and what could have been. Yeah,
No, they're losing all 3.
That's tough. That is
Yeah,
a very tough schedule.
They're not getting anywhere close to playoffs.
They're the most talented of the 3, though. Then you got Blues.
Like just Blues, yeah.
What? Legit
Blues.
Blues?
No, because
Yeah.
they're Blue Dry as well.
Oh, huh.
They have Brewers, Pocket Rockets, Green Monster, and Wolf. That's
Brewers,
that's the easier schedule.
Brewers, they will have a chance to. Oof.
They have a chance against.
They can go
Pocket
3-1.
Rocket.
They could, but will they go 3-1? Probably not.
No, but let's say 2-2. That already.
But even at 2-2, that puts them at 4-6. NPI, maybe they get 1 to get to 4-6.
But the way it is right now, you have all those teams with 3 wins with a few games left in the race.
Yeah.
5 might be the cutoff.
Remember,
now.
Him U's already 3-6, right? They got 1 game left, so
Yeah.
that's catchable.
They could jump him, you, but if we're looking at it from the line of the dotted line here, 5 might be the one
Yeah.
that gets in. Like
that's high.
But that's
That's
high,
high.
But the thing is, that means by the law of average, though, if we're saying 5, that means there might be 1 or 2 teams at 4. But is that enough for them to catch up to those 1 or 2 teams that could be at 4 wins when it's
Right.
all said and done,
Yeah.
right? So it's, I think Blues could have that chance to get in, but they had the least amount of games played at 6, so they have some track to work
Right.
with.
Yeah.
If they can win, if they win 3, they're in.
Yeah.
2 could get them in.
I think they can win 2.
2 could get them in, but the question is, Iggy, is 4 wins going to be enough? But how many 4-win teams will there be by the time the dust settles at that point?
Well, look, there's 5 teams that don't make the playoffs, right? You got 2 teams that are winless, Ball So Hard U and Cover 3. We're not going to do the math, but let's just say unofficially eliminated.
Yeah.
Then you have the 1-6 Stormers who are playing Killer Rays. That's going to be 1-7, and they're playing another tough opponent. Let's just say they're the 3rd team that's eliminated. You're now looking at, no pun intended, or Blues or primetime. Like there was one game that someone's playing primetime there.
Mm-hmm.
Primetime's 3-3. They need to be looking behind their backs. Him U's 3-6 at 9 games played. They only have 1 more game left.
Yeah.
They need to win. I'm gonna check who they're playing because that last game of the season for Him U, they need to win. They just come off a loss, 36-7 over Blue Dry. They're playing Team Sexy. 2 kind of not. I don't want to say similar style of teams, but similar caliber. Let's put it. So that might be their playoff season right there. And in a tight game, that one I see it like a 26-24 game for I don't know who, for either team.
Okay. Who wins quarterback of the year in this division? You have Guillaume Boulanger of Red Dragons, Justin Goodman of the Penetrators. Their numbers are almost identical. Boulanger at 1231, Goodman at 1206. Boulanger had 35 touchdowns. Goodman had 33 touchdowns. Both have 4 INTs. Both have been sacked 10 times. Boulanger has a 62% passing, 62.3. Goodman at 63.9. This is going down neck and neck here. It's like picking straws at this, splitting hairs right now. Who can win this quarterback of the year?
Would you pick Harris?
Splitting hairs.
But would you pick them?
Yeah.
Like, if I gave you, like, a whole bunch of hairs, what qualities would you look for? Would you look for, like, length,
Softness.
color, texture?
Texture, yeah. Softness, yeah.
Now, Boulanger has 1 extra rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Goodman has about 60 more rushing yards than him.
It's
Those are somewhat equivalent, right? Like a drive is 40 yards for a TD.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in terms of the passing yards, I know it was similar, but Boulanger has it's really tight.
25 difference, yeah, exactly.
It's really tight.
And by the way, they play each other week 12, last game of the year.
What, 12? What?
Week 12, they play each other.
Oh, they play each other.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that game might be the deciding point of who wins quarterback of the year, because that penetrator defense in the back line, depending if he's rushing, Nick Fawn, Jared Boydman, even Justin Goodman himself,
They're
these
dudes.
are pick machines.
They're dudes.
Yeah.
They're big-time dudes.
So Guillaume Boulanger needs to play his protective style of football, not take the deep shots when they're wide open. Don't force that deep ball. Just take what the defense is giving to you. Play that impressive, developed game that he's evolved into. And if that's the case, give me to Guillaume Boulanger. But I think your favorite right now, if you had to give me a choice, the slight edge goes to Justin Goodman.
So as a whole, penetrators have 15 INTs, 3 pick sixes, and they have a boatload of PDs. So they're very active when the ball's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So Boulanger's going to have to play a really smart game when they have that rodeo in Week 12 in Laval. But it is close. You're right. I think it might come down to that last game. If they're neck and neck, if similar stats here, it might come down to that one touchdown pass from one of these teams, one of these quarterbacks in the final game.
Yeah,
that can put them over the top for the individual award and most importantly for the team win over their opponent.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fascinating. But if you're picking one, who you got? I got Goodman.
Yeah, I'm going Goodman. Slight edge to Goodman. Although I took a quick look at the Red Dragon schedule.
Yeah.
They're playing Primal, offensive game. They're playing Warriors, offensive game, and then playing the Penetrator. So it's possible that Boulanger throws 6 TDs in each of those games. So and he's already has the slight edge in touchdowns. So could be the slight edge could go to Boulanger. I'll give it a Goodman right now.
All right, on to women's. Are we going to hold off for Allyson Sobol, who's joining us for women's? Or are we going to do the women's preview?
I have yet to hear back yet on confirmation. So
okay, let's put the women's on the tarmac and the holding pattern right now. And once we figure out Sobol, if she's going to be on with us, great. If not, we do have Lemise coming on with us. Do we not? Or is that based off of?
It was based off. It's so for the viewers, it's a surprise call.
Oh boy, no surprise, huh?
So the plan here is to have Allyson Sobol on air with us.
What are you, a fucking James Bond villain telling your plan out loud?
Yes. We want to clue in the viewers before.
Now that I have you, Bond, here's what I'm doing.
So we're planning on
Bond.
having Allyson Sobol, quarterback of Red Nation, playing in women's Division 2 this season. Allyson Sobol is also the
director of football operations at the Alouettes of Montreal.
So, of course, this week, yesterday, Wednesday being International Women's Day, we wanted to have her on air, tell her football story, and Lemise will be a surprise join to the call at the very
joining
end.
us, huh?
What?
Bucky.
I don't understand
That's
that.
her new nickname. Lemise.
Why?
We call her Buckingham Princess, and she's now known as Bucky.
Bucky.
Yeah, that's her nickname, Bucky.
It's like, now you're making me hungry. It's making me think of Bucky Roosters.
Yeah.
That
so
expensive.
We'll call her Bucky when she comes on.
Okay.
There. All right, so we're going to hold off on the women's coverage yet. We're going to figure out if Allyson Sobol will be on. We hope she is on with us, so we can go from there. So in the meantime, let's dive into Division 2.
Yeah.
So right now for Division 2, what has played out moving forward here, as I scroll back up here, as Iggy's starting to move some things around here.
As I'm moving, I'm just shifting things on the script.
Yeah, that's right. Don't shift things when we're trying to do a script here, Iggy. Okay, so...
You're going to call me Eagle or Iggy?
Iggy, whatever you want to call it as here. All right, Division 2, where are we at? Okay, here we go. So KGP, they're in a real dogfight for that playoff spot right now. Could they jump Party Crashers Blue for that spot? And you think about it right now, Party Crashers play God Skills and 4-5-0, and those two teams are kind of hovering at that dotted line where if they were to fall through and KGP were to win,
oh wow,
they could jump those teams. So it's a 2-horse race right now, but it could be dragged in by God Skills and 4-5-0 at 3 wins each.
That's really interesting. Although, so why are you saying, what is this Among Us? What is going on?
Shut up.
Yeah, he's trying to screw it up. I know what he's trying to do.
So does KGB play Party Crashers Blue? Is this why you're bringing this up?
Well, no, because they're the teams right now that are in play for that last playoff spot.
They
right?
are, yes.
KGP has 2 more games left. Party Crashers have 3 more games
Right,
left.
yeah.
KGP is playing Moretti Crime Family, touch 4-5-0 in the final 2 games. It lost the awful one to Vengeance, but that is still up in the air, correct? Without revealing details?
No, that will be a suspension for I have suspension on my mind. That will be a forfeit by Vengeance.
So is that confirmed yet or no?
It is confirmed.
So KGP does have the win now.
Wait, against KGP?
What was it against, though?
No, it was against Moretti Crime Family.
I apologize.
Yes, sorry.
So just making sure about that.
Okay, yeah. No. There would the Vengeance Moretti Crime Family was a forfeit.
Okay, so they lose a close one to Vengeance by 1.
Right.
They did not play Party Crasher Blue during this regular season this year.
Mm-hmm. So no tiebreaker there.
No tiebreaker there. They've had some close games. They lost by 6 to God Skills. They lost the tiebreaker to the God Skills. They were come down to the win-loss with them. They lost by 6 to Terror Squad. They lost by 11 to Braves 2.0 and lost by 1. So they've had 4 games. That was a swing game that could have gone easily their way, and we could be talking about them being 6 wins.
I played in that Braves 2.0 game.
And
I threw in it, actually.
oh God. Oh, are you saying a Division II quarterback?
No, I didn't say it. No.
Look, hey, look.
No. I just said the game was never in doubt.
Did he know your name on the Braves? Like, who? Yeah, let's get that guy. What's his name? Peasy?
Mike Piazza knows my name.
Hey, Pease. No, Iggy.
No.
But I think well, your point is if you're KGP, as much as the results this year are disappointing, one, the progress that you've made, sans quarterback, and how the games have actually gone have been competitive. So it's obviously frustrating, but still a good season overall.
Is it though to their
Yeah,
standards?
that's
Because
hard
they've
to
set the
say.
gold standard, though, guys. If you think about how many championships they've won,
Was
fall,
it 5?
spring. Yeah, they had a run of 3 in a row, 4 in a row.
At least 4, if not 5.
Right,
But if you have Cutler for all your games to go through
it.
and play and actually be competitive in all of them, build the chemistry, have the full roster, of the 8 games they've played,
Swing half of them.
Yeah.
3.
that's why I think they would have been
maybe more
they would've
tighter
been
in
5
some of the
wins.
first games too and everything. Like, who knows?
Sure, but that's it's
So what if
part
theory
of
at
it.
that point, right? So could they make the leap here? Can they win the next 2 games and get help to get in the playoffs here?
I don't think so. I think with the losses that they've had and the teams that are in front of them, I think it's going to be close, but Moretti's just so tricky to beat. I think that's a loss. And then they should have Touchfoot 4-5-0, but they've gotten a lot better, Mo, since the early part. Yeah, since the early part of the season. They're not a easy out anymore and a guaranteed victory like they were at the beginning of the season.
No, they're not. And I think if they're going to catch them, that might be the team to watch out for. 4-5-0, right? They've been up and down with the quarterback play, and you never know. Ginsley being a quarterback, he's had a good run of late. I know PZ's big on him, but sometimes teams can figure it out, right? And someone will figure out what Ginsley does well and what he doesn't do well moving ahead. But it's going to be fascinating to see if KGB can make that second run here, the last smash and grab for that playoff spot. So with the 5-win teams right now in this division, you have Moretti Crime Family, Run It Runs, Urgence Medic, and Blessed. They're all at 5-2 at this point here. Who was the best of these teams? Don't worry.
How did you not say Reactor? What is Who was Reactor a change for?
Oh, because you know why? I saw the question. I knew what it was. So I went right to the question on the team page.
Jesus Christ. So among the 5 win teams,
Moretti, Run It Once,
Yeah.
Urgence Medic, and Blessed.
Yeah, who's the best?
Who's the best of the 5 win teams? Yeah.
That's tough. You caught the Run It Once Blessed game yesterday.
I did.
Blessed having.
He asked me how's the touchdown grab. I don't know. Fuck.
I said, what route did he? I'm like, what route did he score the extra point or the touchdown?
Fuck.
I don't know. I'm not watching the game.
I was
What
doing
do you mean you're
stats,
not-
man.
What do you mean you're not watching the
I was
game?
doing stats, man. That's all I give a crap
God.
about.
So you saw that game. Blessed had Will Power at quarterback, not Stephen Haraprasad, who's out for the next few weeks. What did you think of that
Blessed,
battle?
no. If it's willpower, then no. They're not going to go far.
It was close.
Yeah, but Will threw 3 INTs willpower, so you can't have that happen.
Yep.
Urgence Medic's been too up and down for my liking this year.
Yeah.
Very inconsistent.
Mhm.
It seems like they when they turn it on, but when they just become lax, they just don't care and like whatever, you know.
So can they turn it on for the playoffs?
Perhaps. I would put my money on Run It Once
Yeah.
on the health of certain guys. Carl Ashley is on the team. He got hurt. Jeff Rosenblatt came in. Jeff Rosenblatt making the game-ending PD to end off the game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Moretti Crime Family might have the least of the question marks amongst those 5-win teams.
That's true. Well, what's the question mark on Blessed?
Well, right now, Harry Prasad is going to be back, right? But
Yes, he's going to be back.
when's he
so
back, though?
in time for playoffs.
But by the time they get back to playoffs, are they going to have more than 5 wins?
Right, but that's the question wasn't who's going to have the most wins by the end of the season.
But who's the best team, though, right?
Well-
But at this point, though, they might fall down to maybe 6 or 7.
Yes, but you're equating standings to who's the better team.
Who's the best 5-win team right now?
That's it. It's a tougher question because if you have Stephen Haraprasad on the Blessed roster and you put Will Power at receiver,
It's a different story.
it is, but that's the team.
But right now, I go with Moretti Crime Family because right now they had the least amount of question marks.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. That they have the but what's the question mark on Blessed?
Well, right now, Harry Prasad's not there. But let's just say he's not there. If he's not there, then they're in trouble.
I don't get your analysis. Maybe Pease is right. Maybe you have this 90s like radio analysis. I broke this. Here, I broke the headset
The
again.
headset is screwed up here. No, don't do that. You screwed it up. It was fine. It was fine. Bless could very well be the best team, but right now, it's at a point where if it's well powered, then they're in trouble. But we expect Stephen Harper to be back, right? But when's he coming back, though?
Like in 2 weeks.
Okay, so they're 5-4.
Okay.
Oh man, the headset's screwed up. Thanks, Iggs.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm gonna have my arm here the whole rest of the show.
If they're 5-4, do they drop out of the 5 spot and end up being either 6 or 7 at that point?
Okay, and does that make them the worst? A worse
No, but
team?
they're gonna have a tougher matchup then. That means they're matching with Moretti Crab family then in the first round.
Well, depending on I don't know if there
whatever
were
they have the 1 through 10. Well, I'm saying that they would have a tougher opening round game than they would have if they were say a 2 seed or 3 seed.
Sure, but that's not the question you're asking.
I'm
You're
asking
who's the best of the 5
Yeah,
wins.
so go ahead, pick your team. I picked Moretti Crab family.
I'll go Blessed.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing that Moretti is A, bad, and B, full of question marks. They're not. But with Phil Ferrand on the team, I think this is the team with Kevin Smoot. I know that's Div 3, sorry.
Yeah, Div 3.
Who else am I thinking? I'm thinking of Rory Kelly, that underrated talent who picked off. They got a big interception on Jeff Rosenblatt in that game to get his team back into it. They have those difference makers at that low cap hit that can make plays to get their team back in it. And that's a big if Stephen Haraprasad's not on top of his game, which is rare. Going Blessed.
I'm going Moretti Crab family.
Okay.
How many teams will finish above 500 when it's all said and done? Because right now, if you look at the standings, there's some. Yeah.
It's tight.
It is tight, and there's some teams that could very well be. I think there could be 7, upwards of 10 of 500 or better if it falls.
So I just quickly looked at Touch Foot 450's schedule. They would need to win out to be 500. So give me no for them. God Skills, there's just too many games there for me to say. Party Crashers Blue cannot be 500.
No.
No, that's not true. They
can.
They would have to win out.
Yeah.
And if I quickly look at who they play, I know one is Touch Foot, another is God Skills, another is Braves 2.0. Don't think so. Yeah. So that's another no. Again, I'll just say God Skills will be 500. So that's them. And then the 7 that are already there. So I'd say 8.
I'm going to go, as Eagle puts the next question for Div 2 here, I'm going to say 7. Braves 2.0 and beyond. So Braves 2.0, Terror Squad, Bless, Urgence Medic, Runner Once, Moretti Crime Family, Venge obviously all be 500. I think Touch Foot 450, God Scales, and Party Crash Blues will all drop a game. So I don't think all those teams will finish above 500, but I think 7 will be 500 or better, which is incredible.
That's well, how many teams again in the division?
12.
7 of 12.
Which is
so it's a little over half. 56,
57. 58%, I think.
You do the math, Mo.
Yeah.
You're the math guy.
By the way, so Kevin Wyeth is on an assault towards a touchdown record.
Yeah.
So without divulging too much information, the scenario with the Submersion brothers and their future right now, if they're not involved, does he break the record for touchdown? Or does he get 70 touchdown passes, what might be at the end of the year?
Yes. I mean, it's Kevin Wyeth, right? I think no shade to the Submersion brothers. They're great football players, but I don't think it matters who's catching passes as long as the guys have good hands and can run decent patterns. The ones that Kevin Wyeth he's telling him to run, I think he'll make it regardless.
They have 15 combined. You have Kerouac, James drives out 29 combined.
Jesus Christ.
Antonio Lanny have 5, Kazaka 4. I think Wyeth will make a serious run toward. I think with 2 games left, 7. He'll need 7 per game. That's a lot, man.
It is, but he's been doing it. He's at his
7 per game right now. So
that's what he's averaging. That's what he's averaging. So how about this? doesn't Michael Kazaka now be the next man up if that's the case?
He better be.
And why not? I don't see any arguments that he can't step up and be a bigger part of the offense.
Against Runner once, they should put up points over there. But Matt Bond is on that defense, so he knows Kevin Wise very well, and they'll play Urgence Medic. So
yeah. He's got the TD. He's got it.
We might have to stop the game in week 12. They'll be on my field to acknowledge Kevin Wise's 70th touchdown.
I think
pass.
so. Yeah, you got to keep the counter on.
Yeah, we will have to keep the counter on as well. Are we confirmation yet here, Eagle, for Allyson?
Nada so far.
Not yet. You
got to message the Scooby Doo Allyson Sobol.
Okay, so we'll go on to Division 1 then, I guess, in the meantime, while we wait for Allyson Sobol. Hopefully she'll join us sooner or later.
Well, we could do women's 1.
What do you want to do with her, though? Because she's got the inside knowledge, or do you want to do women's 1 because she's playing women's 2?
Correct.
So we go women's 1 then.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do women's 1.
We can do women's 1 and then go to women's 2 a little later.
Perfect. So
if
we'll do that
needed.
then. So just waiting for confirmation if Allyson Sobol will join us today and just talk about with this being International Women's Week and the influences that she's had in her career as a student athlete and as a now part of the Montreal Alouettes Director of Football Operations. Okay, so let's go on to women's 1 that we have left here. Dark horses in this division that could pull off the upset is who? Iggy.
What's the joke of the day here? Man up peas or
man? We miss peas.
Yeah, man up peas.
Man up peas.
I don't have blue eyes. I don't make beer, although I drink his beer. I had one this week, actually. I still had it in my fridge, and I forgot to bring back the bottle here.
He's not here, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, it would have been to leave it here for next week for him to pick it up.
Yes.
Dark horses in is Vortex? Can we consider them a dark horse? Because right now they're 5th of 11, so they're kind of smack in the middle of women's 1.
Yeah, but if they win it out, they're going to be a top 3 team.
Yeah, but if they win out, but as of today, as the standings indicate to me, and as of a 90s announcement and analysis, they're middle of the tier, so that means they're a middle of the pack team. Therefore, they would be an eligible team to be a dark horse team.
I think Montreal used more of a dark horse team.
I don't think they're. I would agree that if they would pull off upset, that would be. I would be shocked though. That's the thing. I wouldn't see it as a team that I think could do it, and therefore it's a dark horse team. I would be very surprised if they did get a playoff victory. I'm gonna go Vortex. I don't know if they're a dark horse team because they're really good. Or is Bees maybe a dark horse team?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
They're a top 4 team right now. This is a team that is led by Sarah Parker, who we know very well. They have a pretty dominant receiving core that they have, right?
They do.
You have, 2 or 3 players now at 35-plus catches, I think it is, at this point of the year.
And, over 300 yards.
Yeah. And you look at the quality wins so far this year. They lost to Vortex, beat Fit Squad, okay, fine. They beat UQTR by 7. Montreal U, they beat by 5, right? They beat Torrance by 25. Lost to Ghosted, lost to Les Bleus badly, and they beat Fleur de Lis by 13. So how many quality wins do we have in there that can make them a dark horse candidate? Like, what is a quality win in your mind?
I know they didn't have Sarah Parker against the Ghost in their loss against Ghosted.
And they lost by 6.
But that's even if you don't have your starting quarterback. That's a game where you with the talented receivers and the talented defenders that they have, they shouldn't have lost that game. So that worries me.
So they're not a dark horse team then. If that worries you, that means they're not a dark horse team.
But no, but that's the thing. That I wouldn't be super shocked if they did pull off an upset. That's what makes them a dark horse team. Is that they're capable of it.
But if they're a 4 seed, they're no longer a dark horse team because they're all the opposite side of the ranks. If they're 5 or below, then yeah, you can say it's a dark horse team, right?
Yeah.
Because there's that theory that top 3, top 4 is your favorites in theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 through 6 is sort of that in between gray area, and then 7 8, 9, 10 as your underdogs.
So I mean, that's why I gave Vortex as a dark horse, but they're really good.
But I'm going to use my dark horse because they can't score points like everyone else does.
Yeah,
No one's talking about them, right? So if they do pull it off, like if they start clicking and start peaking at the right time, then yeah, in that definition, they're a dark horse team in my books.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep.
Am I talking now? Can I hear myself? Hold on.
I can hear me now.
I can hear you barely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll go Montreal use my dark horse for this division moving forward.
I didn't talk about them, but I'll go with Stars.
You could tell.
Yes. At 3-3, they too have some hidden firepower at the receiver position. Alexandre Fournier, 9 TDs, 439 yards, and Rousseau eclipsing the 380 pass receiving mark. The distribution of the touchdowns, it's not just one or two players. You do have the depth with Gabriel Audi, Ariane Neveu. They've all contributed between those last two names, 8 touchdowns. Constance Miller subbed for one game, so not a full-timer on the team.
Right.
But just the depth that they have. And Adrien Cadore, 25 TDs to 5 INTs, a 5-to-1 touchdown ratio. Yeah, give me that in a playoff game. That's a nice playoff upset.
Yeah, I think there will be an upset in the first round of playoffs here, and I think the target range will be one of these teams between 3 to 6. I beg your pardon, 3 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I know 4 plays versus 5 here, but I think whoever finishes 3 or 4
have a tough out.
Yeah. I think the quality of women's one is deep.
It's really good, yes.
And brings up to that point, the next question, Eggs, that you brought up, on who you think has been, I guess, underachieving this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that is who?
In my mind, that's Fleur de Lis.
And why are they underachieving in your mind?
I mean, when you have Canada's best quarterback. Is she Canada's best quarterback? She's definitely amongst.
I think Quebec's best quarterback.
Quebec's.
Yeah.
At one point, I was hearing that
Vanessa
she was.
Beery.
Yeah, Vanessa Beery. I was in the ranks of hearing her name in the ranks of best in Canada. Was I not?
She definitely is, but I'm saying that we can't sample size other provinces. Like Ontario's got a fairly decent quality of quarterbacks and football players outright.
Mm-hmm.
The other provinces I cannot attest to because, again, the game is growing rapidly, right?
Yes,
But Quebec and Ontario are the two fertile areas. Factories of conveyor belt of talent here. So let's go, yes, Vanessa Beery being one of the best quarterbacks in Canada. How about that?
So given those accolades, right, I'm surprised that she hasn't hit in 8 games, 24 TDs. That's 3 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not Vanessa Beery numbers, right?
But we don't know if she might have an injury though, right? She might be banged up, and that's why her numbers could be a little bit more average than normal.
I mean, the thing is, the yards are there. She's just not punching it in.
No, that's it, right? But
or turning the ball over in the red zone, like what is that? 3-to-1 for almost just in between, like 3.5 to 1 TDI/INT ratio. To me, she's the 5-to-1. She should be at 35 at least touchdowns. Like that's for me underperforming.
So just did a quick count here. I think it's 5 or 6 games they've scored less than 26 points in a game.
Yeah, no, and especially in the women's game, it's super offensive and it's fast paced. It's
8 plays to score a touchdown, more or less.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's just what you need exactly at most, right? And she's the type that can score. And I saw a drive or two where it's like, okay, yes, this is on point. It looks good, but then it kind of short circuits.
Yeah.
Every drive, every second drive, every third drive. I don't know what it is. I can't really put my finger on it, but it's just a little disappointed.
Yeah, I think she, like, if we do like a real breakdown of Beery's stats here on a week by week basis here, right, as we go to her profile page now, which I'll have on my computer, and hopefully there you go. So look, for Vanessa Beery, in terms of her breakdown of stats, in the last few weeks here, right, she's gone 13 touchdowns, 1 INT.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first 5 weeks of the regular season, did not play in week 1. So the first 4 games of her campaign, she had 11 touchdowns and 6 INTs. So I think it's starting to turn for her that she's starting to get her rhythm now.
Fair.
Where she's only thrown 1 INT in the last month or last 3 weeks since we got back from the bye week of the Super Bowl, which is a plus, right?
Yeah.
And I think now this is where they want to crescendo, where they're going to be peaking at the right time going towards the playoffs and be a force. And look, if they are going to be a lower seed, that's where it brings up my point of I think this team could definitely knock out a 3 or 4 seed, if not a higher seed.
Oh, you know what? I can't believe I didn't pick them for my dark horse, but they're my second. They're my second candidate for a dark horse. Look, I saw that game against Vortex where she threw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It was a 25-24 victory. But I believe, if I recall correctly, she had a chance to win it on the last drive and went 4 and out.
Right.
Not 4 and out, but turned over the ball on downs. I believe she crossed the half with a pass to Catherine Pichet, but was just outside almost the red zone, and on 3rd and 4th down, 2 incomplete passes, unable to get the victory. But yeah, that's a team that you're right. Just looking at her numbers, 75% passing, 76% passing completion, and then 60 and hitting over 120, 136 QBR. She is. You're right. She's heating up at the right moment, and maybe if as a number 8 seed might do some serious damage in the playoffs.
So Allyson Sobol will join us in about 5 minutes from now. Thank you, Eagle. Quarterback of the year would go to if the season were to end today.
What if it ends tomorrow?
All right, tomorrow.
What if it ends the day after?
Or the day afterwards. Or on Sunday or next week.
Well, then there's games in between, right?
Yeah. Man, you need a haircut, Eagles. You're a man of great prestige when it comes to haircuts, man.
I work from home.
No, but Eags, man, you always maintain your hair, man.
Yeah, when I have to show up.
Yeah, man. I look disappointed though. You should trim the sides up, man. I think the top looks nice though.
I'm actually presenting in Vegas in about a month, so maybe I do go for another.
Well, you need at least 2 more haircuts before Vegas.
Mo, where should he go get his haircut?
You come see my guy in RDP if you want.
I'm not gonna RDP.
Okay, never mind. Okay, quarterback of the year. If it ends today, who you got?
Is the obvious answer not Maud Lacasse?
You go with Molocas.
I mean,
that's my homegirl.
Most touchdowns, least interceptions. I mean,
Patrick Mahomes is like Molocas out there.
She can run too.
Yeah, she's got this Cirque du Soleil style of throwing motion.
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
She's like on the trapeze or
like
what?
This the throwing motion, right? She can change her arm mechanics.
So are you saying that? Are you trying to say that she has the vast array of different throws that she can make out there?
She can make
that was one hell of a way to say that, Mo.
Yeah.
I can't believe
she
I had to
corkscrew like her arm and make throws that you're like, what the bleep just happened?
Right. So you're saying the sidearm, she can do the touch pass, she could do the 40 bomb.
Yeah.
She can drill it in for the slant.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I'm starting to learn Mo Con language, and my God, that was not easy to translate.
Mm-hmm. Corkscrew it, man.
Do you have anyone else that's a quarterback of the year candidate that could maybe
no one's touching her now.
No,
she's running with this.
So then why ask the question?
I didn't ask the question. He asked the question.
No, but you asked the question who wins quarterback of the year, but no one else is going to win it. So
I know I did.
I was asking his question to him. That's all I'm asking.
So wait, you wrote this garbage?
He wrote
well,
question. It's not
I'm opening the door for a secondary
no one's gonna touch her, though.
individual to come out here.
But who's
and you're giving me this garbage answer.
I'm not giving no.
You're giving me the brief description.
No, she has the highest passing completion right now, right? She's got.
She does not have the highest passing completion right now.
75%.
Oh yes. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong player.
Yeah.
She does. Yes.
Okay.
She does.
This guy. Can we get this guy off the show? Where's my guy Peas? Man, do we miss Peas? Anyway.
He's going to love it. Now he's going to say it's the best show ever.
I know.
It's going to be an hour and a half, and he's going to be, that was the best show ever.
Guys, best show ever. Best show ever. Great job, guys. Amazing. Okay. All right, look, she's up there for touchdown pass. I think she has the most TD passes, okay?
She does.
The least amount of INTs thrown this year.
Yes, I said that.
Pass yards, okay, whatever, but the value that she brings in all those key categories is that she's number 1 or top 3, and she should win it hands down.
Can't Emmanuelle Bransard make a run at it? She has more
Nope.
passing yards.
Nope.
She's four TDs less. If she doesn't throw
Nope.
an interception for the rest of the year, she doesn't have a
Nope.
chance.
Nope. 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 Nope.
I tried Emmanuelle.
No. Mo
I tried.
Lacasse is the Mahomes of this. No, Patrick Mahomes is Mo Lacasse in the NFL.
There you go. You said that very similar statement about Laurence Pombrian being Gronk 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you said, no. Gronk
It
2.0
is
is Laurence Pombrian.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is Mo Lacasse's award to lose. She's got 3
Yes.
more to go.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Yeah.
And she's going at a clip of 4 touchdowns. She can get 40 touchdowns, and perhaps 3 more, 1 more INT. So I'm curious. What's the record for passing completion in the year? By the way,
Passing completion? You're talking about like
the percentage points. The percentage.
The
ooh,
percentage.
Let's go check, actually.
Yeah,
Record
because
book.
she could
Let's
break.
check for a
Is it Fred Vien?
season.
Is it Fred Vien or is it Simon
It is
Lebeau?
Frederic Vien, Winter 2015 Division 4, 80.3%.
Okay, so she's
Followed closely, by the way, by Phil Cutler in last year's winter season, Division 1 and 2, 79.4%.
Okay, so if she goes on a real high clip here, she could break it. Does she have enough firepower to do it though? Eeks? Like, is there like some mathematical formula that she has to hit? Like, what does she have to do to get that number though? Does she have to go 100% here? Does she have to go 85%?
I mean, that also depends on how many paths she throws.
106. She's very simple. She's completed 120 of 160.
Okay.
So that means she's going at a clip of about 25 passes per game, give or take.
Yeah, but okay, if it's 120 over 160, that means she's at 75%, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Which means that if she were to go perfect, let's go perfect 100 to make it nice and easy, okay?
Yeah.
So she goes 40 for 40 for the rest of the year. That puts her at 160 over 200. That's 80%.
So it's gonna be tough.
No, that's hard. Yeah.
So she's not gonna do it.
No.
Yeah.
She
3 games, and I'm saying that's gonna be very tough though.
Yeah.
I think she'll give a good run to it. I think she could be second place. She could.
For even 79.
It's tough, but
That's tough. She has
make
to
a
hit
run.
98%.
Yeah, she could.
She has to have 1 incompletion.
Yeah,
in every
yeah.
game.
So we're gonna be joined by Allyson Sobol in the next couple seconds here. Hopefully my headset works though. Huh?
I sure hope so.
I hope so. It is working now because I hear the phone ringing.
It is definitely ringing. Mo.
Yes,
Yes.
it is ringing. And,
You know if she's going to join them with video?
We think so. Hey,
I think
Allyson.
she is. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hello.
Hello, Allyson. Yes, Allyson Sobol's here with us. How you been, Allyson? All is well?
Good, you?
Very well, very well.
I do want to point out the fact that apparently no one told Allyson she was going to be on tonight's show until 10 minutes ago. So thanks for helping us out here.
because PZ said
Okay.
PZ said I
Stay
spoke to
ready.
Allyson and that she's gonna be on with us. So
Lies. Oh, my
so
God.
we apologize for that. Okay,
No
Allyson.
worries.
First off, thank you for joining us here on Calling the Audible, and also congratulations on your role with the Alouettes, being director of football ops, and you being with Red Nation. So, more pressure, being the quarterback of Red Nation or being in your position with the Alouettes?
I'd have to say quarterback. My teammates put pressure.
What kind of pressure are
Yeah.
we talking about here?
Like anyone demanding the football in the huddle?
Sorry?
Anyone demanding the football in the huddle? Like, hey, I'm open, Allison. Just throw me the football.
No. Never. My teammates are all they want the team to win. Nobody's selfish. That's why I love playing with them.
Allyson, we always like to hear football stories. I personally don't know too much about you. How about you share some of the football stories? How did you get into football? What led you? What motivated you towards football? And what has football given you? Kind of give your story. We'd obviously want to hear that.
I started in high school. I'd always been into sports, but I played a lot of individual sports when I was younger. Primarily tennis was my main sport, and I was just like throwing the football in a phys ed class, and my phys ed teacher was like, "Oh, you should try out for the team. Like, you can throw pretty well." So I tried out and made the team, but I started off as a safety, and defense is not really my forte. So after that first year, I transitioned to QB, and I've been playing QB ever since. After high school, I played with Vanier and had really 3 very successful seasons. And then after that, unfortunately, flag wasn't really a thing in university yet. So I just kind of played in leagues. There was like 2 leagues that I played prior to FBF that they were just summer leagues. And then Lemise was the one that kind of brought us in on FPF and was like, we should make a team. So we put a bunch of girls together from Vanier and primarily Vanier. We had a few randos from McGill and stuff, but and then yeah, we've kind of evolved our team in the past. I think we've played 4 or 5 seasons so far, and every year we just keep getting better and better. So it's fabulous.
So Allyson, when you look at it now, when you're playing quarterback, who was your inspirations to be at that position? You mentioned you went to phys ed and you teach that you should play quarterback, but was there anyone that you look at as being an inspiration for you to play that position?
I wouldn't really say an inspiration. No, obviously, like now in the CFL and NFL, I've always been watching the quarterbacks, and those tend to be my favorite players on the team. Mahomes, namely these days, and Lamar Jackson, the kind of triple threats where they have their running game and their throwing game have always been really cool for me. Unfortunately, in FPF, I'm not allowed to run, but in Vanier, that was kind of one of the big things for me is I had that double threat where I could throw and run and be successful in both. So yeah, it's I wouldn't say there's anybody in my personal life, but in the professional ranks, those are always people that I've followed and like to watch. And Anthony Calvillo in the CFL was always huge for me when I was young, and now working with him too is pretty cool. So
I will say one thing you could do is play co-ed and bring in some ringers who may or may not be CFL players, right? So then you can run 1, and 2, you're gonna have some really good targets to throw to.
Yeah, for sure. They got to be careful. They can't hurt themselves.
Don't worry. The CFLs don't care about contracts afterwards. They cut them right away, you know. That's how it works here. Allyson, describe to us, like, huge opportunity now with the Alouettes to be Director of Football Operations. How did this come about for you to get this role? And what does this role entail for you moving forward with this organization?
I'm actually manager of football operations. Director is Eric Delorier. But I started off as the administrative assistant with Mario Cicchini, and he kind of took me under his wing from day one. He knew that I was really into football, and he said, give me a year or 2, and then I'm going to get you into football operations. And last year I started slowly during training camp and stuff, helping the players out with their SIN numbers, bank accounts, work permits, and all that. And then this year I officially made the move full-time into operations, and now I'm under Danny Machocha, who is really also taking me under his wing, and he's kind of showing me a bit of everything: scouting, football ops, coaching, a little bit of everything. So it's a great opportunity for me for sure.
Wow, yeah, that's really really cool, really awesome. I'm gonna bring it back to FPF unless.
No, wait, hold off on that. Go back to FPF.
Yeah. So just in we were talking about in your huddle. No one's really asking for the ball, but you do have and she made her name more as a defensive player with all the interceptions and pick sixes that she became famous for in Rachel Valliere, obviously. Now she's leading the team with 10 touchdowns, close to 400 yards on offense. Talk to us a little bit about Rachel Valliere, but also then give us a name that we're less familiar with on the offensive side of the ball that we should be talking about more in FPF.
Well, Rochelle is great. Honestly, I never got the chance to play with her at Vanier. She was like a few years below me, but now that I've got to play with her, it's been great. She's such an athlete. She is like a student of the game as well. She's always looking for different plays that'll help out our offense. On defense, she's super aware, obviously, with all her interceptions. She's just a great team player as well. Again, not a selfish player in any sense. She wants the best for the team. And she's got great hands. She's, like I said, super athletic. On one-on-one catches, she's making probably 9 out of 10 of those. So she's somebody I can really trust on the field, and somebody obviously that I go to often. And then for one of our new snapper, Kia, she's obviously an extreme athlete as well. She's so fast, and like some of the catches she pulls out too are crazy.
Yeah.
So she's another huge target. But honestly, all our girls on offense are super versatile, and most of our girls can play both ways. I think that's what makes our team a really big threat, is that everybody's capable of playing basically every position. So if ever somebody goes down, we're able to quickly switch them out without a beat, you know?
But by the way, Rochelle is a chess master player as well. This FYI. I don't know if you know that or not.
Is she?
Yeah, ask her about that. But we do have a surprise for you, though.
Louise!
We do have a surprise. The Buckingham Princess is here with us.
Hey, Buckingham Prince. Hey!
Bucky, what's going on? Lemise, welcome to the show. So, Allyson, we brought her on as a surprise. So, Lemise, go ahead.
Hi, guys. First of all, how are you?
Very well, yourself.
How great is Allyson?
It was a great interview, yes.
Are we both in the car?
Yes, you guys are both in cars.
That's great. Okay, I won't take up too much of your time. I wanted to surprise you, come on here and let you know, Allyson, how proud we are of you, all of us, from the Red Nation squad to our extended family, from Coach Tara, Coach Jay, your sisters, Carter, your parents. We are all so proud of you, and we love you, and keep striving. Keep going for the moon. We're loving the show. And yeah, that's all. Look at you.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to cry.
Is that it? Is that what you came on? You want to ask her a question yourself, Lemise? Like, you can ask her a question, too.
Yeah, go for it. Ask Allyson a question.
Why don't you throw me the ball more? How
Come on,
about that
Bucky. Come on, Buck.
Allyson, a
Ask her.
question? Allyson,
You
how
can't even say anything. I'm always asking you to come on offense.
Come on, Bucky. Ask her a question.
The only question I have is, Allyson, how do you think I deal with these guys? I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Because you
know.
call you Buckingham Princess? Come on, Buck.
Yeah. No, okay.
He's pretty
Real
good to you.
question. Okay, real question. Tell
Yes.
us, okay, so growing up, I've always watched you always have another goal. So you'd achieve something and you'd always know your next step. What's the next step?
That's a big one. The next step, I know there are probably a few steps in between, but my biggest goal in the near future, hopefully, is to become a general manager.
Okay.
All right.
It's a big one. But potentially,
Listen,
director of
nothing big
football
for you.
operations, take my little steps up, but that's really the big goal for me.
I think these guys need to start paying money for talking to you. Like, I don't understand why.
Well, you know what? Technically speaking, we're supposed to go with Alouettes Media to have her on. So we'll pretend she's here for FPF, not for Alouette stuff. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I'll
She's
hear
here for
from Charles
Hey.
and Francois in a few minutes here. Francis will get back to me.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Trust
for
me, I'll hear it.
sure.
I will hear from these guys if they find out you were on the show. Trust me, I know.
She did name drop FPF, so we'll give you guys that. You're in the mix.
Have to.
Cool.
But before I let you guys go, Red Nation off to a flyer this year. 5-1 now, I believe, or 6-1 now. I lost track. I lost track of wins. 5-1.
5-1.
Had one
5-1.
loss.
So 5-1 now. You guys have built up this team slowly but surely here, as Allyson made the point before. How confident are you guys that you guys can make a run and win Winter 2 by late April?
I think we definitely have a shot. We're definitely in the mix. I see us in the final game, 100%. I don't think there's much in our way until we get to that finals game. It's gonna be a game of us competing ourselves. That usually ends up being our little downfall is we beat ourselves. So as long as we keep ourselves in check, which we have been doing for the past few games, we're good. I see us set.
Yeah,
What do you think,
I
Allyson?
agree. I think there's not much standing in our way. Like Amy said, we tend to be our own worst enemy sometimes. When things start to not go our way, we kind of like lose grip. But I think just even last game, we were able to face some adversity for the first time in a while, and we came out on top. 2 touchdowns within, I think, like 2-3 minutes. So I think we're able to bounce back a lot faster than we have in the past because we trust each other now and we know how each one of us acts and how we respond to adversity now.
Eagle.
Last question I have. When are tickets going to go on sale? Because I haven't been able to buy them yet.
For the Alouettes?
Yeah.
Oh, they should be on sale now.
Took her a minute. She's like, what? I thought we were
thought
talking
they were
about
already on
FPF,
sale.
guys. What's going on?
Yeah, they're on
I'm
sale.
pretty sure they're already on sale.
I think he wants you to promote it. That's what he's trying to say. Hey, get your tickets at alouettes.com.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like season tickets
Are
are
you
there,
trying
but
to
if
set
I
you
want to
up for-
buy a game,
Yeah.
when can I do that?
Yeah, he wants you to promote the Alouettes in their week 1.
Yeah,
opener.
you just head over to the Alouette site, montrealalouettes.com, and you can get your tickets there. Tickets for 10 games, 6 games, 1 game, the whole season, whatever you'd please.
By the way, I'm pissed at you guys, first of all, okay?
Here we go.
Okay, I told these guys off there, okay?
This is a good time to hang up.
Not Red Nation. I'm talking about the Alouettes, Bucky.
Blame
I'm
it on
angry at you
Francis.
guys. I'm,
You're
Blame
always
it on
pissed at
Francis when
someone.
in doubt.
I'll talk to Francis in my thread with him and Joey Alfieri, but you guys had 3 Saturday night games during the heart of summer. Canada Day
It's
weekend,
not our choice.
Labor Day weekend,
It's the
and June 3rd. What's going on with you guys? Where's my
That's the
Saturday?
CFL. But scheduling is crazy. We can't.
I know
There's
it
not
is.
even anybody to
I know.
blame. You know.
I know. Like the Sunday night game is totally off track during construction holiday weekend as well. I'm so
Allison,
If you
screwed.
like
The
it,
Buckingham,
you'll be
the
there.
Buckingham
I'll be
Prince,
there.
Buckingham
The
Prince always wants something to hate. It's normal.
The sad life
Yeah.
of Mocon here. Huh?
It ruins my
Doesn't
long
matter
weekends.
What time or what day it is, you should be there because we're gonna put on.
I
a
have
show,
to be
that's
there
for
because
sure.
I work for TSN, so I have to be there. I'm being paid to be there. But
Well, there you go.
Jesus.
Wow, and he's complaining.
I know.
because it ruins my Saturday nights. Anyway, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you guys on. Congrats, Allyson, on your hard work and soon to be harder work as this operations job can take it to even higher lengths. And Bucky, I'll see you Monday at Hebert.
Not Bucky.
You are Bucky.
No.
That's you. That's what Leo Gervais gave you. The new nickname is
Buckingham
Bucky.
Princess. Say the whole thing.
Buck. Don't worry about that, Buck. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thanks for
good
joining.
luck
Thank
with Red
you.
Nation. And
Thank you
look,
guys for having us.
Bucky made the bold prediction. We'll see you guys for the road show in the finals.
See ya.
All right.
Peace.
See you.
See you
Thanks
there.
so much, ladies.
Bye.
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 Guys. All right. Yeah. I
Good-
vented
good
my
stuff.
schedule anger.
My God, you had to do that. You had to like do your laundry
damn
on
straight.
air.
Damn straight I am. July 1st, Labor Day Saturday, man. Come on. You're killing me here, CFL. Anyway, Division 1.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get back here
back to Division
into
One.
the
Yeah,
thick of
Division One.
things.
So Bulldogs take out KGB Plus. Could they jump in for the final playoff spot? Because now it's become a lot tighter with pretty much from seats 3 through 8 in that division.
Yeah, so they got the split. If I'm
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So what? They're both 2-5. Oh man, we need to take a look at who they're each playing. So first off, I have Bulldogs playing Kangaroos, which again
It could be a very depleted roster. It could.
exactly like
Not depleted, but it could lose 2 key guys.
like key players right on the team. And here's another thing for like the community, right? Is that look at the impact that the altercation is having we talked about in Division 3, in Division 2, and now in Division 1, right? So like the impact of this, it has a huge trickle down effect, and like again, the ultimate goal of it is just
Don't be dicks.
Yes, exactly. Like as much as like you get, it's hard to say. It's easy to say that here, sitting down in the shipping container, at like 8:45 on a Thursday night. It's different when you're in the heat of the moment, but that's part of the game, right? Is to control your emotions, to keep your emotions in check while still being able to manage a football game. And those emotions got out of hand. We're not going to talk about that again, but like,
Well, we actually did because it was one of the questions. So that you actually talked about that.
oh, did I?
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. But
Yeah.
it goes back to the KGP Plus Bulldogs thing, right? Because the 6 degrees of separation definitely has an influence on this situation.
Right, exactly. So, like, there's my point being that there's this huge trickle down effect. So, Bulldogs playing a depleted or slightly depleted Kangaroos, Braves, and Party Crashers. Maybe they can get a win in Party Crashers, but and again, depending, maybe their luck drew out for them that Kangaroos are going to be missing some players. So maybe they have a chance at 2 wins here. So they could go 4-6. As for KGP, Flagmoil Sac, All Stars, double straddle. No, give me Bulldogs to come.
I think
to get
KGP
it.
Plus can take off Flagmois and double straddle.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they can get. I think although double straddle would be kind of a pick'em game, Flagmoil Sac are putting up 56 points in that game. Can KGB Plus put up 57?
They can put up 56 points.
57 for the win. They can't tie.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they have the horsepower to do it. I think they have the artillery. The attacking armory is definitely there for them. It's just a question of, can they close out games here? I mean, Bulldogs, they almost lost to the first go-around in the first end of the back-to-back.
Yeah.
And they won that, by 1 or 2. But I just think now, the way All-Stars are in the playoffs, they've officially clinched the playoff spot, I believe. Braves are pretty much almost a done deal that they will be in the playoffs here. It's now seeds 3 through 8. The Roos, Straddle, Flag, Power Crashers, KGB Plus, Bulldogs, right? 4 points separates these teams here, but it's very close. And if Kangaroos were to lose to the Braves, they have a doubleheader on Sunday. If they were to lose both games, it opens up the door for KGB Plus and Bulldogs to catch up to Kangaroos, right? Who would only have one more game after that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, not to like brag, but it's worked out well that the middle is so diluted because we don't know who is the legit 3-4 seeds right now,
Right,
5.
right. Yep.
And if you could just mishmash it every single week here, that I can't wait for how this might end up being the final painting with these teams in this window of teams.
No, I'll pump your tires. So I think the schedule did exactly what you wanted it to do,
Yeah.
right? Intriguing storylines all the way down to the final games of the regular season where you don't know where you're going to be positioned, where you're going to be seated, who your matchup is. That was, even though the upper teams didn't like it, look what it's producing. It's producing. No one's even close to being eliminated in this. And we're week 9.
Yeah, week 9 and 12.
Finished week 9, and we're heading into week 10.
And remember, we said change the playoff format. Then the traditional 6 teams, we did 7 with
Right.
only 1 bye.
Right.
And All-Stars almost lost to Flag Moissac.
Mm-hmm.
So they could have been at 10 points, albeit they still would have controlled the narrative where they want to be. But it brings up to the next question with double straddle, right? They're at 4-4. They're smack dab in the middle of the storm, being the 4 seed. Could they hold on and maintain their top 4 spot, given, as Jeff Rosenblatt mentioned before when he was on with us last week, that they've beaten the lower end, but they've not really taken out the bigger end of teams?
Where they have All-Stars left and KGB Plus. I'm leaning towards double straddle against that KGB Plus game, although it sounded like you're leaning towards KGB Plus in that one.
I'm leaning towards KGB Plus, but if Jeff Rosenblatt can get his team to 5-5, that is a massive, massive successful season for them.
Yep.
5 wins.
And Div 1, yeah.
And Div 1, and I don't care what anyone says, oh, it's weighted. No, but that's the whole point of it, though. Like the people don't realize the NFL is a weighted schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, what do you mean? I go, guys, the way it works that if you finish first place,
You have a harder schedule.
Yeah, but you're playing the first place teams. If you're an AFC team, right? So you're playing the first place teams in either the North, South, and West, and then whatever, right? It's how it is. It's supposed to create that parity, which
Yes.
it's done. It's done nearly that, and all sorts have had their hiccups here. But I think double straddle could very well be a 4 seed, and they might end up in a Flag Moissac matchup, or even a Party Crashers matchup. And I think we can't figure out who's going to play who yet. And usually in years past, Div 1, we knew by week 7 who's going to be in and who's going to have that. Right. So
who is a better matchup for double straddle, Flag Moissac or Party Crashers?
Yeah, and not only that though, right? There's only one.
No, that's
bye
a
week.
question, Mo.
Well,
Who's a better matchup for double straddle?
Well, we can set that for next week for you. Man, we miss peas. I'll give you the answer now if you want.
You could, yeah. P's gonna listen to the whole show. Though.
Yeah, he's supposed to critique us, like grade us, like, oh, wait, guys, you went 1-4. No, it's gotta be 2-10 or higher.
You didn't meet the minimum criteria. The
minimum time. What are you home at 9 o'clock for?
He doesn't want us to sleep. He wants us to suffer. Like he made me suffer.
This guy.
11 o'clock, leaving here.
What was the longest show? Like, you guys did 4 hours, no?
No, stop 4 hours. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes.
How you guys do 3 hours and 10 minutes?
No.
You're gonna find it.
Oh, yeah.
What are you thinking, Eagle? It was 3:25.
It was like 3:45.
3:45. No way,
dude. That's crazy, man. We can't do that when he comes back. By the way,
it was 3:30:51.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. We're doing 2-hour shows, man.
3:33:51. Yeah.
2.5 hours.
And then there was 3:38:41 as well. By the way.
With who? No, that's not with me, man.
No, both those shows are Pizza and Iggy. Classics.
Yeah.
Man, dude,
Yeah.
like
Those were rough.
I'm
man.
like the substitute teacher comes in. All right, guys, let's go through the syllabus. Let's go. Let's ride. Okay, good. Let's go.
Except all the students like don't take you seriously.
No, exactly. That's why we've rolled through it like there's no tomorrow. Okay, co-ed 3. Jump into co-ed 3 here. Les Sect. Have they lost all the
Why are you laughing as you ask that question?
Because you guys hate Les Sect.
No, it's their first win of the season, for God's sakes.
Les Sect. Have they lost the goodwill?
Well, they're 0-4. They started off 4-0 and have
Yeah.
now rattled off 4 losses in a row. So have they built up all this goodwill? They built up all this. Oh, okay. They're here. They are. They're at the top of the division. They're to be taken seriously.
Okay, but if they win the
But they
championship.
won a game, Iggy.
yes.
Yeah, but Iggs, if they win the championship, that means they're okay.
Well, what do you mean? Whoa,
Well, I'll give you an example.
we're
Like,
going to extremes here. Winning 4 in a row, losing 4 in a
but
row,
it's
losing
It's
the goodwill.
not that they're losing games, Mo. It's how they're losing games.
That
right?
too.
Like
That
okay,
too.
so-
this is bad.
okay, so when you're saying this is bad, that means you're losing with 18 plus points.
They scored
yes.
36 points in the last 4 games.
That's not good.
That's
Where-
not good.
where look at in just week 2 they put up 30, put up 32 in week 3. Where did that
so
confidence
where
go?
where's the
Where did that
deficiency
swagger?
That's okay. So that's the same question that you and I have. So, okay, where have they lacked the dynamism to retain that kind of edge that they had in the first 4 weeks of the season?
So I mean, I'm gonna make sure he threw all of the games, but it has to be from the quarterback position where
Our boy,
Raphaël Beauchamp-Desbois, who was really excelling at the beginning of the season, he's now
14-19.
14-14.
That's not a ratio you want to have.
1-1, where he was at 9-11. It's not amazing, but 11-4 is okay. It's all right. Now against half and half, and I understand half and half with they have a very tall, rangy, speedy defense with Jamal Roach and Chris Vero.
Yeah.
He threw 6 INTs in the one game, so that does skew the sample size. But I spoke about this 3 or 4 weeks ago in the dead of winter, that snowball, if it starts that doubt starts creeping in and that snowball gets bigger and bigger. It's now March, and that snowball has gotten into like a Frosty the Snowman size
Well, usually
snowball.
the snow
But Iggy,
melts.
the weather is getting
yeah,
better.
Snow
So
melts.
will
Snow melts by March 21st. give or
there
take.
will, as much as we're enjoying the slightly warmer and not as intense cold, there will and always is. It's a false hope. There is one more snowfall coming our way. I hate to
I think it's next week we're getting snowfall.
be the bearer of bad news, but it's without knowing it. That's just it. Always is the way it is. You
Oh,
get more
yeah.
light now with daylight savings
This
time
weekend.
on
This
Sunday.
weekend. Yeah,
by
this
the way,
weekend.
for teams. So yeah, be careful on Sunday. You're
It's spring
forward.
forward.
Yeah,
So
we're
your
forward.
6 o'clock game is gonna feel like a 7. It's gonna be.
Oh, we're getting 5 to 10 on Tuesday. We're getting about 15 and 20.
Yeah, so when your body thinks it's 5 o'clock, you actually have a 6
Oh, it's
o'clock
not
game
that
at
bad. It's only
Loyola.
1 degree though. It's not even too bad. Anyway, that's for
Anyways,
anyways.
yes.
Okay.
I'll going back to Lesect. That it's kind of I mentioned it about a month ago, and it has snowballed, and that snowball is getting bigger and bigger, and there's one more dump coming in March. So
Yeah, we always
It's
do.
not-
One, maybe 2.
it's not looking good.
No, it's not. Okay, Bustan, half and half. Will they go 2-2 in week 10? Sorry, 2-0 in week 10.
Bustan. You always get me hungry on the show. First is Bucky Rooster and this
Yeah.
chicken, and now Bustan. Look, they're playing Block Party and Sneaky Snakes. I think the top.
and Michael Scott Tots.
No. This
week.
Yeah, this week. We
Week
have double
10.
header this week.
Week 10. So they have a double header. Obviously, the tougher of the two matchups is Sneaky Snakes here. I think they go 2-0. I think they go improve their record to 7-1.
They did drop 2 sneaky stakes in week 2. I was going to say 1 by 20 points, though. Is that an indicator, or is
Yeah,
that
could
just
that be
a
a glitch?
one-off? Because other games, they've been dominant, right?
Yes.
But that one game, they kind of shit the bed.
So they're kind of splitting duties at quarterback between Camille Saint-Mady and Chris Vero. And then that week, I don't know, do we chalk that one up to week 1 jitters from Camille Saint-Mady? Just
Not be
you know,
familiar.
just the unfamiliarity, just getting back into the grind of things. They even had a week 1 bye, so their season was delayed by 1 week. I'll put a lot more stock into this game on Sunday night at Bear than much more than their week 2 season opener. And I think they win it.
Okay, so 7-1. Will they be 7 wins, or will they have 8 wins or 9 wins?
No, they're gonna run the table here. They're gonna run the table. They're gonna have a stranglehold on the number 1 seed in Co-Ed 3, which gives them a bye in the first round.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Michael Scott's thoughts. The forfeit, will that hurt their playoff chances?
It has to, right? I mean, plus, did we see who caused the forfeit? Mr. Mokan?
Who caused that? I didn't see it.
Mr. Fino G. Fazio.
Oh, yeah.
And everything he touches seems to result in a forfeit.
Becomes diarrhea.
Yeah, look, they have 3 more. Look, they have a little bit of runway here. They have had Fast and Not Furious' 3's number in the last matchup. They'd have to do it again. Zach Alberts-Gill was a menace in the first matchup. He'd have to do it again. It's possible, but a tough out when you have the athletes that you do on Fast and Furious 3. Block Party is a 50-50 game. That's the one that they're gonna have to win, because half and half, as we said, they're predicted now to win out the rest of their season. At best, 2-1. I don't know. One win brings them to 3-5.
Mm-hmm.
Really tough. They'd have to see what Canicule does in their final 3 games. 2 wins also doesn't guarantee them the spot, though. But they got to beat Fast and Furious 3 and Block Party, and that's... I put the odds at like 29%.
All right. I thought you was going to ask a question. Looks like he was going to ask a
I
question.
mean, 29% is very specific, but
It
it does
is.
leave you with 71 for the rest of most percentages you have to allocate.
Yeah, which
so.
is now you can allocate disperse it through the next hour or so. Okay, on to 5.
What percentage of you misses peas?
Man, do I miss peas?
44.
Okay, so that leaves you with
27%.
27%.
Actually, Hot Sauce Sports by 50, so 50%.
That leaves you with 21% now.
Yeah.
'Kay.
Man, do I miss peas?
Best show.
It's
Best
like-
show, guys.
It's like Charles Barkley when he does his, I guarantee this guy. Anyway, Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay, so you clicking at the right time.
Ooh, cooking wild chicken wings, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Cauliflower wings.
Cauliflower wings is more of my favorite here. Okay, so I've seen this team play a few times now.
Yes, you have. Tell me what's up. Are they for real?
I don't think they're for real.
Ooh.
I don't think they're for real.
So they're light on the Richter scale for the wings.
Richter scale?
Not
They- they-
Richter.
they- they
Scoville,
actually-
Scoville, Richter.
Um,
Freudian slip there.
Yeah,
Freudian. What is? No, stop bringing psychology into this. I know what you're doing, Eagle.
Piet brought me wings one time.
Who?
From Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, from literally he went down. He brought me Buffalo Wild Wings. We talked about it, right?
And then you
This is
told him.
before I-
And then you told him you couldn't eat
It
them.
was before I became a vegetarian. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. Look, I don't think they're gonna be. They'll make playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna be devastating in the playoffs here. I think they'll be one and done. Their offense is it's too up and down for them, for my liking.
You saw the game against Ice Up.
Yeah, but
where
the
they
Ice
put
Up
up
was this
43.
game that
the Marini brothers.
Marini did not have a good game throwing the football. But you're playing the Speakeasy, who are not the same the Speakeasy.
Right, yes, yeah.
So I don't really look at those 2 games as being like a true barometer for them.
Mm-hmm. They tied Red Knot Skins,
Yeah,
who
but
are
they got
undefeated.
ripped by the Glory Boys, though, right? I mean, it's just,
Were they not depleted in the roster?
they were fully loaded for the Glory Boy game. But here, they got Backwoods and Clinkers, okay? So they should run those guys off. Togo Sandblasters, Memphis, Sorority, they should. So I think they can end up with 3 more wins, but I'm not convinced enough that they're a legitimate threat to win the playoffs. I think the quarterback play, Fred Millette's been good as a receiver for them.
Yep.
The quarterback play from Vincent Gett, he's been okay. He's had his moments here, but I don't know if he's that dude that's going to change the game for them. The defense is decent, but I don't think they have enough firepower to make a difference, a severe dent in the playoffs, and be a true legitimate player.
He's maybe it's against bad defenses, but like against him University, 44 points, against Ice Up, 43 points. Those are dangerous numbers when you're entering a 1-game playoff elimination. If you can, and he's capable, when you can put up if he just has that night where he's clicking and he's hitting everything, the deep, the intermediate, the short, that's a tough team to stop. And not only tough team to stop, that puts pressure on the opposing offenses, where in 5A or just Div 5 in general, not all the teams are equipped to score on every single drive and keep up and keep pace. And he has that experience where that's a team for me that, like, you don't want to see them in the first round. That's one you want to avoid. What? What? What?
I saw you did.
What?
I saw you did the question.
Which one? I didn't do anything.
I saw what this idiot did in the question.
What?
Look at his face. Look at his face.
I can't see him. He's behind a big ass screen. I don't know what he did.
I tried to run Burgundy Mo.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, he's taking off he's taking off the headphone.
No,
He wants to get Mo canceled. That came out weird. He wants to cancel Mo here.
I was like, hey, wait a minute. This ain't no team.
Oh man, that would have not been good.
No.
I didn't even see it. I read it in my head and I
Yeah.
didn't even second guess it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right, there, idiots. Okay, more likely to miss the playoffs: Glory Boys or Le Petit Carotte, going into the final few weeks of the season. The boys are 1-6 when it came against Buffalo Wild Wings. The Petit Carotte are also 1-5. They have 4 more games left, though. So could one of them make a run here and get themselves to the playoffs towards the final 3 weeks of the regular season?
So I'll start with Glory Boys. They're playing the process. Then they're playing each other. They're playing
So that's
Le
an
Petit
elimination
Carotte.
game right there, yeah.
Yeah, that will eliminate one of those two teams. And then have Backwards Football Club, which if they have their full roster, the Glory Boys, that is, I think they win that game. So give me like a 2-1 record for Glory Boys to put them at 3-6. Whereas Le Petit Carotte, Rico Riders, who have been, I don't know what to make of Rico Riders. They're 400. They're 4-4 at 500.
Yeah.
Right now, and they look good one week. Look, meh, the next. Anyways, Petit Carotte then have West Island Boys, tough, tip top shape, also up and down.
No. they're
Up
not gonna
and
do
just
it.
up and down.
How the fuck does this work?
What?
How is LPC playing 9 o'clock on Wednesday at Hebert in Week 12 and then immediately playing at 10:10 in
boy.
Laval?
Oh, boy. We got to get that corrected, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. We need to notify this team. Can you email Rob for us, please? I don't know FYI, please. It's a good thing we saw that now. Hey, good question there, Iggs. Because we want to, okay, we will get that corrected. We'll get that corrected, okay?
Yes.
Because I was going to make a point of LPC plays Glory Boys in their last game, but Glory Boys actually has another game in the subsequent
Yeah.
week, right?
It's
So
simple. We're going to flip
they'll
one
have to,
game.
like, potentially, depending on how those wins
Yeah.
go, wait a week, LPC, that is, to see if they're going to make it or not.
Oh, no,
And
wait,
then
hold on. What are you talking about? It's April 1, right?
No.
No.
He
This is
switched.
LPC Glory Boys. Look,
Oh, okay.
He
Sorry, my
switched.
bad.
He
Sorry.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
22:10 Laval, right?
Right,
This
okay,
is Wednesday,
apologies. Yeah,
22:10
yeah,
Laval,
sorry.
but right before that,
Yeah,
LPC
we'll get
plays
that
in
corrected.
Hebert.
We'll get that corrected.
Yeah.
So unless you can time travel.
Yeah. We'll just flip one of the games from Laval to Hebert, vice versa, right? So we'll get that corrected, though.
Yeah, there's something with Tip Top Shape though too, where they had a similar thing.
Yeah. Which we got corrected, correct?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Ice Up. Okay, look, we spoke about them last week. They had a tough loss to Buffalo Wild Wings. They're 4-3 now on a 2-game losing streak. Are you betting that they might lose out the rest of the lot of games that they have left?
Look, if you're betting that they lose out versus the field, which is just getting at least
They'll be in the
one win.
playoffs. They will
Yeah.
be in the playoffs.
They're a playoff team. It's just it's not an easy schedule, right? They have
Dude,
the
lots of
West Island.
clinkers, man.
Yeah, but not with they had Division 5B
Bianchi.
Tyler Bianchi throwing for them, who's rising the ranks of the FPF world. They have West Island Boys, tough, very tough. Red Knot Skins, tough. Ballers.
But just to make sure, just to clarify, they didn't have Darius Sims playing for Ice Up
In which game?
in the game against Clinkers.
Okay.
Just want to bring that up. Darius Sims is an all-world receiver for them.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yep.
So as you're saying, West Island Boys, Red Knot
Red
Skins.
Knot Skins and Ballers. That's a tough schedule. I think that
It's just not easy.
I think the game it's tough, but I think the game against Ballers they could probably get a win, but that's just
Ooh, I don't know, man. Ballers are 6-1 right now.
I know that, but it's a game where they're evenly matched is what I'm trying to suggest.
These are must-win games, obviously, in order to get a good playoff seed. But they're also previews of potential playoff matchups, right?
Yes,
so
yes,
that's what's
exactly.
interesting for me for these games.
Yes, absolutely, and they're not I don't think they can keep up with West Island Boys and the Red Knot Skins. Them too, man. And Matt Keljan will be the first to say it. They looked so dominant the first 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's not been playing his best football. He's been turning over the ball a lot more than he likes. A lot more not scoring on as many drives as he would like. And it's causing games against, for example, this past week against Glory Boys, who are missing Michael Hyotis, their starting quarterback. That was a tight game, and where it really shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
It was like a one-score game for 38 minutes of that game, when like it shouldn't have been, or at least like 30 minutes of that game, where it really shouldn't have been. Like Red Knot Skin should have been wiping the floor with them, and credit to Glory Boys, their defense really stood tall, kept them in the game, and Massimo Monitz made the best of his limited quarterbacking skill set, and like just it's hard to play that position.
Yeah.
So to be thrown into the fire like that, Glory Boys did an excellent job of staying in the game, but. All to say that Red Knot Skins are a tough matchup for Ice Up, but Matt Keljan, if he turns it around, it's a really hard game. If he keeps up his play as of late, Ice Up can get that win.
Okay, on to 35 plus, your Glads are 3-1-1 in the last 5. Are they favorites to win the Legends division?
You're skipping my long.
We'll do that afterwards.
Why?
We'll go to these one first.
Okay, Glads. Yeah, they're 3-1-1, and are they the favorite?
Yeah, to win Legends.
I personally think so.
My money's on Barracudas.
Test. Still, I told him. Oh my God, you saw that? Oh no, I don't know if you saw. Anyways,
Perfect.
They're. How do I put it? I saw them play in week 7 against Rainmakers behind me. They just know how to win close football games. Whether it was the one against Rainmakers, they all of their games. Actually, has that been all of their games? No, their week 1 was a blowout. Sure, they lost big to Monster by 11 points, but otherwise, most of their games, especially as of late, have been really close, and they've come out on the winning end. Except for what was it? Oh, it was just a tie. And then Monstar seemed. I don't know why I'm saying Monstar, because there was a team
Monster, yeah. Back in the
Anyways,
day.
Monster seemed to have their number. Do they play them? They played them one last time, so before the playoffs. So I think that game I'm circling to be like a tune-up game for a potential final, or at least a battle in their playoff run. I like Gladiators, but Monster seems to have their number.
Okay. So look, Ryan Kastner, he's back in the groove.
What about my question?
I will. I'm going to ask the question in 2 seconds, right? The back in the groove
I
at
want Peace
1-7.
to smile.
He probably won't even bother watching this segment here. The 3 of the last losses were by 7 points or less.
That's not what I wrote.
What?
That's not what I wrote.
The 3 losses were combined
By
7 points.
Combined 7 points.
So does that make you a little bit worried about them? And would you rather make pace or make rain?
I think. So I was thinking about this. It'd be cool to make it rain, I guess. Like when it's really hot, I could make my own pool.
That's what you mean.
Yeah. What did you mean?
The usual definition of make it rain.
Yeah, money.
Like
making like another strip club.
Oh, I
Cash,
thought
cash.
I thought you were going for the 3-pointers. Like
No,
you're making
no.
it rain from downtown.
No.
Although making pace, if I can make. What are you guys doing there?
No, nothing says white like eagle making it rain in the strip club over here, you know?
If you make someone pace, though, you can make them tired. You can easily like make their heart increase their heartbeat, make them tired without thinking about it. I don't know. I might want to.
This guy's have his own question, like so.
I might want to make you pace.
Yeah, it sounds like a punishment.
Sure, we could do a cardio.
I'm gonna make you sweat for no reason.
Sure, I have I have a run. I have a morning run on Saturday. If you want to come join.
How about this? If he paces well enough, you make it rain.
Sure. Eagle, are you making it pace or making it rain?
I'm making it rain.
Yeah, making it rain.
Okay. Yeah.
Please
so,
welcome to the stage, Luscious Lips.
what would be
You have a great voice
Eagles?
for that, Mo.
What would be Eagles' stage name?
Eagle. It's fucking in the
Yeah.
name.
No, it needs to be like some E's, something, a word with the letter E and then Eagle or Eagle E.
Please
Is it
welcome to the
essential,
stage.
Essential Eagle. No,
Engorged.
Easy on the eyes.
Engorged.
The eagle.
engorged Eagles.
Please welcome to the stage. Easy on the eyes. Eagle. There you go.
That's Peas will take offense to that.
Yeah.
Look, I came up with that because Ryan Kastner, if you look at the Rainmakers, you'd see finally they got their first win of the season,
Mhm.
and that they've been competitive and they've been on the losing end of very close matchups. So they've been there toe to toe and punch for punch with all their opponents, but they've been losing. I think it was by three, and by one if you work your way backwards.
Yeah.
You're losing on converts at that point. You're not scoring on your converts, and even in their win with 30 points, right? Or 30 points, they went 0 for 5 on their converts.
Right.
That's not a winning recipe come playoff time. So while I think they are as scary of a 1-7 team as there could be, I have some pause and reservation and some doubts about their convert play for a playoff win.
So essentially, come down to converts for them if they have a chance.
Because they've been getting better. He's really struggled at the beginning, and he's really found his groove. He's found his step in his reads and step into throwing the ball. But man, if you can't convert, if you go for 5 in a playoff game, you're losing that game.
Of course,
You're
you
losing
get
that game.
converts. Okay, so Chris Olsen choking as usual, throwing a pick six while up.
You said it.
Yeah, throwing a pick six while up by 7, 38-31. They give up the 2-point convert. They're down by 1. They can't score in the last 9-play drive of the game. So Chris, I choke Olsen. What do we see him in now as a quarterback?
Well, look, he's been having a phenomenal season right now. Is he? I mean, he's been putting up the numbers, so we're gonna check the stats here. But he should be amongst the league leaders in. He's third in passing yards right now. He's first in TDs with 38. Has thrown 8 interceptions, which puts him only above François Lebeau. And yeah, he's been having a hell of a season. So look, okay, he got into the red zone. He still drove the field. It's not like he went 4 and out right after the pick six and the 2-point convert was given up. It's not like he went 4 and out and game was over and waved, right? He still drove his field, uses his legs as well. Had a rushing touchdown in this one. Not only does he have the 38 passing TDs, he has 2 rushing touchdowns already, 174 yards rushing. You don't think Chris Olsen as really a running quarterback, but has the most rushing yards in the division. So, whatever. End of season kind of loss here, given one to FPF, but he's having a stellar season. Okay, so he didn't score on 1 drive. Oh, okay.
He'll choke anyway, as always. All right,
Well, we hope not. Like physical.
not literally, but on the football game. Division 6. So I'm going to bring up this question first here. Okay, so Dak to the future.
Yes, I knew it. You want to go straight for it.
Yeah, I want to go straight to for the heart here.
Yeah.
Dak to the future, are they really good? Or is Why So Serious that bad? Because Dak's won 81-2.
Oh my God.
Eagles,
I
is
saw
that a record for most points
It has-
by a
it
team in a
has
game?
Probably yes. Like let's be real.
It has to be.
So what the bleep has happened to Why So Serious? We were kind of throwing a little bit of roses at them, but now they lose 81-2. Like, why not call the game with like 10 minutes to go? Because you're down by so many points.
Reps.
Reps from your 4 backup quarterbacks who
Yeah.
threw in this one? I would have waved that.
You know what?
They got Kobe.
I'll say the worst part is that a thing? There's only 2 pick sixes on the 11 interceptions. I mean,
Dude,
Only
I mean, they gave the ball to Justin Gauthier, who had 9 touchdown passes in this one.
dude, it's crazy. 81-2.
81? That's almost reaching the limit of our scoreboard.
I was like, yeah, man. We had to go like 0-0 at that point.
That's they Kobe'd them. 80. They
Oh,
put up
man.
81. They went all Toronto, Kobe Bryant on Toronto on him.
you know what it is though. Obviously, Frank Tioli Colatrella wasn't there for this game, so there's that.
This-
They would have lost 100-2 then at that
So,
point.
like, is this not like the best thing that could have happened for Frank?
yeah, he increased his value as a quarterback.
He's like, well, you see how hard quarterbacking is,
well, and
and
by the 5A next year.
it
Or
it is
if he's
hard.
not there because it's his playbook that he kind of dishes out on the spot. No one knows the plays. What do I do?
Here,
Where do I go?
use this playbook. Yeah, no, look, that's a tough out. Like that just I say this like tongue in cheek, I guess sometimes and again, tongue in cheek. But like it takes receivers taking a few snaps under center to kind of appreciate what goes through a quarterback's mind and like
Yeah.
the stresses and then like what's going on when you have the ball in your hand. And the first few times, Mo, you'll know this. Guys, it just looks like people are just a blur.
Yeah, it's just a blur.
And people are just running and you don't know where to look.
Looks like downtown Tokyo traffic at a traffic light.
Yeah.
You know, people going literally crossing the.
And you know the plays you call,
Yeah.
like, and you still like you see a blur. So there's at least 4 more receivers in the league now that will now give a break to Frank Teoli Colatrella, Matthew Tamilia, Jean-Sébastien St. Pierre, Robert DLC, and Josh Curry are all gonna just be like, all right, yeah, I know how hard it can be. So yeah, look. That being said, Back to the Future is a good team, but
81
that's
points, bro.
that's what happened. No, you don't put up 81
Yeah, that's a
points.
one-off.
That's really hard. That's really hard. That's really hard to do.
More likely to go undefeated in the regular season, Habibis or Baby Rays. The Rays and Habibis are now combined 14-0. Rays at 6-0. Habibis at 8-0. Who are you putting your money on to be the 10-0 team going into the playoffs?
I'll do what I've been doing this entire show, it seems like, and I just closed the Habibis page. I'm gonna look at the schedule of both teams.
So Rays got Bananas.
Yeah.
That's
a win.
Chooches.
So Rays have 4 games to go, right? So they have a lot more possibilities to lose. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Bananas, Texas Chooches, Dime Squad, and Practice Squad.
Dime Squad and Practice Squad are gonna be the ones where they could lose, but they won't lose.
No, they
They're
won't.
going 4-0.
Meanwhile,
They're going 4-0.
Habibis have Toon Squad and Betway Bandits.
But two squads played better defense of late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Betway Bandits, although they lost their last game, they're not easy out. That's an offense that can score 30 points. I've seen it myself. And they have a history of doing it. I like Baby Rays' chance to go 10-0.
Yeah, I
more.
think Rays are going to go 10-0.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think the Habibis will too, but I just think Killer Rays have the easier path, more likely path towards a 10-0 season. Habibis can be had on either of those games, but more so the Betway Bandit.
So if
game.
one of them goes 10-0, do they win the championship in your mind?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
No.
No, that's all good.
No.
That's all good. All right, X-Men crushing Win Diesel. Do you think Win Diesel is behind the Warriors and Team X?
Is Team X free agent squad?
Yes.
Because before X-Men took care of Win Diesel took care of free agent squad. Eagle, were you there for that game?
I was not. I had a baptism for a former FPF
Which
star.
you went to
MVP.
the baptism, right?
Of course I was
Who
there.
else was there from FPF? I
Just
couldn't
me.
go. I was supposed to go. I had the provincials. I couldn't go.
Mm-hmm.
How was it? It was fun.
It was good. It was fun. Yeah.
Excellent. I would have been there.
So you two coordinated this spiel so you can make it
Not
seem
at all.
like
I
that,
didn't
like,
know when. Like I totally forgot. Like it was that weekend last week. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, you didn't see what I was getting at there. So you're going through these great lengths just to cover up for Eagle not wanting to go to the field and show up to this game. You're going to such great lengths.
Yeah.
My friendship has no bounds.
Yeah, he has no. Trust me, has no limits. All right. So as we were saying before.
Yes. So X-Men. What's the question about them?
They crushed Vin Diesel. I
Yes,
told you
yeah.
they were bad.
What about Vin Diesel? Are we going to devalue Vin Diesel? And
I mean, I already did.
I know you did, but do you think they're going to be devalued now after that loss to X-Men?
Had they had Will Sabag at quarterback, and the result was this 32-8, I would have said yes. Not having him there changes the game completely, right? Like Marcus Lynch, great athlete, can run around, but clearly against a knowledgeable defense, Eagle do better teaching. Can't do.
We had
What-
2 picks, by the way.
Okay. You also lost 32-0.
Yeah, because that's the defense's fault.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is that you should be a better teacher. Like clearly Marcus Lynch had trouble moving the ball, and I don't blame him. It's hard playing quarterback is hard. So yeah, I don't put too much stock in this loss. So I still think Warriors. Which Warriors? That's division. We're talking Division 6. Warriors are Division 5B.
I didn't say Warriors.
I didn't do it.
In the script, it says Warriors. Oh, God damn it, Eagle.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do that. No, it must have been a mistake. My bad. My bad. If I wrote that in there.
Are they behind Warriors and Team X?
I didn't put that in there.
What do you mean you didn't put that in there? Yes, you did.
LaSalle Warriors midget, I think is what he
the
means.
LaSalle Warriors.
Yeah,
midget.
yeah.
Now you're saying yeah.
I'm confused now, man. I'm just get to that point in the show where I'm just like, man, we gotta like.
No, that's the 2-hour point in the show,
Yeah, I know.
or the 3-hour point in the show,
Yeah,
which you
no.
don't want to
Fixed it.
reach.
Better.
No.
No, I.
Man, don't miss fees.
Yeah, they beat them though, and they beat the LaSalle Warriors midget. And Team X, who's Team X? Is Team X just my wild card?
Yeah.
Which would have been X-Men. So I think they're behind. I think even if you give me Will Sabag in that game, I think it's like a 32-30 or a 32-28 win for X-Men. So yeah, they're behind them, and no, I think they're ahead of the LaSalle Warriors midget. They took a loss to Baby Rays, and that's one that I thought that they could have over Baby Rays. So I'll slide in Vin Diesel in between those two like a nice sandwich.
All right. On to Co-Ed 2. Of the 4-win teams that has been most impressive, who can upset a top 5 team? And there's any matchup that you like in this whole process?
Did I confuse you with the way I
No.
wrote it?
No. I try not to be confused by you. So the 4-win teams, you have Badgers, Deep Balls, and the IG team, right? So who do you like from that trio? And could they upend the top 5 of that division? Benchwarmers, Fit Squad, Fireball, Kissman Zone, and Flashbang teams.
You know what? All 3 of those teams are tough. Although I'll eliminate IG team. They're a bit one-dimensional for my liking for the depth that there is in Co-Ed 2. Which brings me to Badgers and Deep Balls. What? He changed the script again. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to open the script. Which brings me to Badgers and Deep Balls. I played Badgers this past week. They're good. That's a good underrated team. Like to be 4-3, and for Deep Balls to be 4-3 is just a testament of how deep Co-Ed 2 is this season, which is really fun because Co-Ed 2 even last spring wasn't very challenging, and I think there was maybe only 8 teams. Now we're up to 14, and these are very good teams that are close to 500. If I had to pick one, give me Badgers. That offense is very good. They can score a lot of points.
Now, like I've seen the Badgers play a couple of times. Like
Yeah.
I mean, from where they were Fall Cup to where they are now, I think it's an improvement. I mean, they do
Much.
have more. They have more FPF armory to work with. You know, Chris Gervais in there.
Yeah.
I think it helps them a lot. Cesar Garcia Diaz is a guy that has been relied upon quite a bit, and he's much better now for where he's at. They could make some noise though. I think they have a chance to really be a team that could definitely elevate. Like Chris being the thrower for this team is huge for them because they didn't have a proper quarterback in the Fall Cup, and now they do. And I think this benefited everyone on this roster of Jonathan Shea, Omar Chavez. You talk about Cesar Garcia Diaz as well, and Nestor Fayad. These are guys have all benefited from Chris's wealth as a quarterback.
He's good.
And
Nestor?
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's slippery. After the catch, he's really good.
Right. So I think now it can really help them. Chris's ability to win those tight games. If he does that, they go from being that middle team to being a top 5 team.
Yep.
Do Fighting Tigers have a chance against Benchwarmers?
There's a route. There's a game plan where they win out. If there was like 10 routes and game styles that or what I'm trying to say is like if there's like 10 paths to victory, there's probably 1 or 2 of those that end up with Fighting Tigers coming out on top, and 8 of those coming out with Benchwarmers coming out on top. So it's possible, but very unlikely. Although Benchwarmers, they had a tough out, or made it a lot harder to get the victory over Hungry Hippos this past week. So maybe they can squeak out a win, but again, I give them 80-20 odds or 20-80 odds to win that game.
I'm watching the Eagle on the
I
doc.
stopped.
This guy's
He's on a rampage.
He's on a rampage like there's no tomorrow. It's like trying to catch.
I'm trying to catch him, Mo.
Trying to catch a hacker, right? It's like a movie. Damn it, this guy. Where's he at now? You know. So it's one of those things.
Producer Dr. Luke.
Yeah, Dr. Luke. This guy. This guy's idiots. Okay. Who's been the best female player in Quad 2 this year? Laurence Pombreal, we know very well. Maud Lacasse, we know very well. Kelly Lalonde or Constance Milliard with the 2 INTs. So, of the 4 names that you've listed, who is the best of the bunch?
I mean, statistically, it's the slight edge has to go to Laurence Pombreal. Although it's hard to compare the receiver accolades with what Maud Lacasse has been doing.
Yeah.
Laurence, I believe, is in like the top 15, top 20 in receivers, but definitely number 1 amongst women. Whereas Maud Lacasse finds herself roughly in the I'll bring it up right now, but I think in the top 5 or not even top 10 in the quarterbacks.
I think she's top 5 now. No.
In are you thinking touchdowns or passing yards?
I think touchdowns.
In TDs, actually, she's 8th.
Okay.
Right now, and in yardage, 1051. That's good for 7th.
Okay.
Now she did miss a couple games,
Right.
with that injury that she suffered in the midpoint of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But an 85 QBR versus Laurence Pombreal's. She's 23rd in touchdowns with 6, 23 receptions, 310 yards. The 310 yards, that's good for 10th overall. So I'd have to give the edge to her because the 2 interceptions from, although Kelly Lalonde and of Kiss My End Zone and Constance Millard of Benchwarmers have produced 2 turnovers. It's just not if they had 4 or 5, I would put them in consideration. They're on that B level names, but Laurence Pombreal for me.
All right. On to Coed 1. Sorry, on to Coed.
Yes. Oh, there's more. I just hear a little eagle laughing, and I just.
Wait. How do I do the echo effect again?
Oh no! Don't do that.
I make Iggy go crazy on it. Was it number 14? I think it's 14.
Oh God.
You guys can continue, by the way.
No,
Okay,
just
where do
go.
Girl Scouts find themselves in Coed 1?
No, it's not working yet.
Yes.
Dark Horse
Okay.
producer Dr. Luke upset specials average? Question mark.
Oh, it's this one. Is it this one? Can you guys hear it? No.
No.
Is
good.
it working?
No.
Okay, so on to
Aw.
the question.
Oh, that's why I had it muted.
This guy, man. This guy. Thank God. Thank God Ramadan's coming up. I don't have to be here for every Thursday.
Yeah, where do girls? Yeah, where do Girl Scouts find themselves in the landscape here, Mo? What do you think?
I don't know because I haven't watched this division as much. I
Oh, my God.
apologize. I don't want to come off as ignorant, but I have not watched this division to tell you the proper answer to that question.
So, Girl Scouts looked really good against the Funny Club on Saturday night in Lachine. They put up 45 on the Guillaume Bellan led Funny Club team. I believe it's Gabriel Charles Dab Champagne was just a menace on the field. The connection he had with Emmanuel Bransard, 7 touchdown passes on the night, 2 of those going to Gabriel Charles, were just a menace on the football field. And of course the I forget if he was playing snapper or not. Julien Proux, always dangerous with his he has great body control.
Yeah.
And is he gets as low to the ground on the dip move than most players that I see do it. And it's a killer move that even got I believe it was JD Chevalier or Vincent Morissette. He got one of those guys to miss in disgust. But yeah, the Girl Scouts I think they're 3-3. They're that dark horse team. They're that prototypical team that you don't want to face in the early rounds of the playoffs. That can put up the points. That can create turnovers on defense. They had 2 interceptions from Marc-André Valois. They're a fun team to watch. Honestly, watching Emmanuel Bransard, I was very interested in seeing how she would do in co-ed 2, throwing for the first time in the co-ed divisions for FPF, and she's killing it, and it just adds to the depth. Oh, sorry, not co-ed 2, sorry, co-ed 1.
Yeah.
I was very intrigued, and just to put up 7 TDs in any game is not easy. To do it against like defenses with Vincent Morissette, JD Chevalier, Sarah Cormier, Julien Paiement out there, that's impressive.
They're 3-3, 4 games left. Where do they finish the season at?
A win over Ballbusters, a win over Party Mix.
Oh, really?
Yep. I think they have trouble against Free Smoke, make it a loss, and a win over Easy Fun, 3-1.
All right, so the better quarterback is Emmanuel Bransard or Sarah Parker?
Good question.
That's your question.
It is my question.
Yeah.
You asked yourself a question?
Yes.
Maybe. Mo asked me my question.
Yes, exactly.
That's basically the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's been better? Parker's thrown more interceptions, but one more. But thrown 2 more touchdown passes. But has the way higher completion percentage. Like we said with Maud Lacasse throwing for 75%. What? Is there more change in the script?
No.
You're just laughing at me now? What? There's what?
Finish off the answer, please. Just finish off the answer, please.
We were praising Maud Lacasse for her 75% completion percentage. Sarah Parker 74.5 in 7 games. Give me Sarah Parker in this one as the better quarterback for the 2, although has a losing record right now with the Justice League.
Okay, well, Eagles having a lot of fun with the script right now. So
I'm not looking at the script because the script is ever changing.
Okay, with 3 games left, Party Mix, dude, where did they get the second win?
You sure it's Party Mix?
It's Party Mix. I know it's Party Mix.
Where do they get their second win of the season? As Eagle, if you could tell us who Party Mix is playing. They're playing Justice
Party
League.
Mix are playing. Hold on, it's coming
The
up.
Justice
I had the
League.
quarterback stuff up. They are playing Justice League. Then they are playing Girl Scouts, and then they are playing Ballbusters.
I think they get 1 win, their second win
Ballbusters.
against Ballbusters.
Ballbusters.
And you know what? I'm not even sure about that. I'm not convinced.
What?
For 2 reasons. They haven't shown me that they're capable of scoring. Only twice this season did they. The first one was a forfeit, so only twice this season did they score more than 30 points. They've put up usually 20, 13, 12, 21. So scoring 2 to 3 touchdowns a game against Carm Police is not going to be enough. You're going to need at least 4 touchdowns with a couple converts in there, which they're not producing right now. And Ballbusters are not as bad of a team as their record indicates, like I've mentioned in the past. So for these 2 reasons, that's not a guaranteed win like you think. You said right away, you said it's a win. No, it's potentially their win, but not a guarantee.
On to Division 4. Hot Sauce Sports, they're back in action with our boy Peasy. Man, do we miss Peasy?
This team.
Yeah. Are they in the best position to win the division over LBB and Nomads? Because all 3 teams are separated by 1 point right now, but HSS has played the least amount of games and control the narrative going towards the final 4 or 3 weeks of the regular season with 4 games left.
They do. I think the only thing is that Nomads beat them already. So they in a tiebreaker scenario, right? Yeah, 26-25. Now Les Bleus Branlards losing yesterday after Piloto took off on a run while on the last play of the game when he was inside the red zone.
Yeah.
Lost them that game against Martin Le Flag, or at least the best they could do was tie the game if they had converted on their 2-point convert after a touchdown. But anyways, they come away with a loss. So that loss is why Hot Sauce Sports, you're even asking the question, that they are in a position to win this division.
Well, if they win out, yes, they win the division.
And look, that's it. Let's break it down, right? So they have top G's. That's a win. Yeah. Bandits should be a win.
No, that will be a win.
LBB, you know what? LBB, I didn't understand this team. Was good-ish in the Fall Cup of 2022, not even last year. They were not good last winter. They look good. They brought on some athletes and some returning players that haven't played in a while.
Yeah.
They're good now. That was a very good team that really put up a strong fight against Martin Le Flag. That's a coin toss for me. Hot Sauce Sports versus Les Bleus Branlards, and the last game of the season. Eagle, thanks for changing.
Baby Magic. No, because I'm also looking at
Baby Magic.
LBB. They have Jet playing.
They'll beat Baby Magic. Maybe LBB was a tough game.
That's not a guaranteed win, but
Magic's,
I do think they beat them.
Remember, they're also not playing 3 weeks, right? So they'll have a little bit of rust coming out.
They played yesterday.
No Men's have Baby Magic and Bandits too.
I'm talking about Hot Sauce Sports.
Okay, I'm talking about Baby Magic.
No, Hot Sauce Sports. Yeah, Baby Magic played at Hebert, but I'm saying Hot Sauce have not played since February 20th. So it'll be 3 weeks, right? So it's a long time between games. But you know, PZ, rust. No, we're not rust.
He's coming off rested from Hawaii, eating natural bananas,
picked pineapples and
primed right off and pricked right off the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think Nomads gets a win against LBM or Bandits?
No. Nomads?
No.
Yeah. You mean Bebe? Oh, LBM.
Oh, LBM. No, Baby Magic. No, they'll beat them.
No, they'll lose to Baby Magic for me.
I think they beat the Baby Magic.
Okay. And Bandits, they win.
Yes, they win the Bandits. Yeah.
So that keeps them somewhat ahead of Hot Sauce because of the tiebreak.
Because of the tiebreak, yeah.
Well, that's it, right? If they win out, they're in decent position. Alon's Law Hot Sauce loses a game or 2 along the way. But I think it's gonna be fascinating to see this played out, though. I think for Peasy, this could be a chance for him to really put himself in that echelon. Like if he can win this division here and then be in that contention, maybe we lose him for the road show.
And again, by division you mean group.
Yeah, exactly. So the big game next week is Wide Open Bar against Martin and Le Flag.
Ooh.
Who has more to lose in this game and the keys to this game? Because they'll play next Wednesday. So by the time we get back into the show, the game will be done, and there's a lot on the line for these 2 teams.
Well, a lot more for Bebe Magic, right? They're 2-5 now.
No, Martin and Le Flag.
Oh, sorry, Jesus, I'm still.
So Martin and Le Flag play Wide Open Bar, and then Wide Open Bar has a game against Team Ethnic to wrap up their season. They would need to at least, if they lose to Martin and Le Flag, win that game in order to prevent any type of leapfroggy aspects. That being said, Martin and Le Flag, after playing WAB, have Les Jets Pleins and Cunning Stunts left on their schedule. So there's 2 games which are very winnable in order for them to then catch up.
Well, is that game against Cunning Stunts winnable, Mo? It's
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
winnable, but it's
Yeah, kind of stunts are, it depends which one you get.
with or without jerseys.
Yeah, well, they have jerseys now. That's
With or without jerseys.
Yeah, they've resolved that, I hope. But I think Wide Open Bar has more to lose because this is a team I'm really high on for Wide Open Bar.
Yeah.
And I think they have a chance to make a deep run. The
Mm.
defense is really good. I like them a lot in terms of how they built up their defense here. I just wonder for the roster perspective because there's always a guy down. They go, hey, look, guys coming halftime or guys coming before halftime.
Yeah.
So can they be full roster? If they're full roster, they're very tough to beat. But if there's 6 guys, I don't know. They have more to lose in that sense than Martin and the Flag.
How so? Wait, what? They
A
have
roster.
they have more to lose because of a low
If they're full
roster.
roster, I think they can beat this team. But if they have a partial roster of not being a
Yes,
fully
I
loaded
get
roster,
that.
then they lose that game. That means it's for me. That's more for them to lose. They can't have a proper roster out there and lose that game.
Right, but I think the question was like, who has more to lose in the game?
Yeah, and if they're not,
You're
full
telling me
roster,
how they lose,
or if they're not a full roster,
Yes.
they will lose this game.
I understand that, but who has more to lose in the
Yeah,
game?
I think Wide Open Bar has more to lose because
Because they're in the number one
exactly
slot in the group. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then they have Team Ethnic at the end of the year, which they should rump
Yeah.
over. So, are they by field actually? No, they're not. They're on field 2. All right, last question of the night. Do you give Bissett a chance to jump the Bruins for the group title?
Yes, I do. We don't know which is. Here's a question for you:
Mm-hmm.
Is Gab Wiseman the Lamar Jackson of the division in terms that
Nobody wants him.
that he's a great talent, but he's not putting himself at, and for obvious reasons, he's putting himself and his injury, whatever it is, golf or a tennis elbow, he's putting that above the team, and rightfully so. We're a recreational league, but no one else kind of wants him. I don't know who wouldn't want Gab Wiseman, but
I would also imagine he's his own agent because he is a real estate agent in real life. He would represent himself.
yes.
Which he earns money from.
Just like an NFL player does, Mo.
Yes, exactly. So look, we know Gab is banged up.
So which quarterback do we get, right? Chris Vedo or
look, I mean, the Bruins are a team that has done really well with Gab at quarterback. I think Gab has a good connection with Rocco Cristiano and Justin Calixt. But if he's banged up, you can't go with the quarterback that's not, especially an elbow problem. That's part of your throwing motion, man.
Yeah.
You and not to get too medical on anyone, but you don't want to permanently mess it up and have issues down the road. So I don't blame him, man. Like,
No, me neither.
I don't blame him at all. But in the case that we're in right now, for where we're at with the Bruins, yeah, I think Bissett has a chance to fend them off to get the number 1 spot in their group.
So he has been throwing in the last 3 games, February 5th, 20th, and 26th.
And they play each other this week in Saint Laurent.
Field 1, eh?
Yeah, field
That's
1.
my field.
Yeah, that's your field. Might have to flip it.
Why?
I might come there.
No.
Send it to Saint Laurent.
I'm sending you to field 2 then.
Perfect. Field 1 it is.
Yeah, look. That's going to be it's actually going to be a really really good game. It's going to come down to who can get the first 2. If someone can get 3 stops on defense, which is a lot, the first to 3 wins it, and if each team has 2 defensive stops,
yeah,
it'll come down to converts.
I think Bissett has the size to win the inside matchups.
Bruins are a big team too.
They're a big team too, but Bissett has that size matchup that I like. There's a bit of thickness to this team that they can win those 5-yard hook routes, those 10-yard
box
ins.
out.
Yeah, that's where I think it's going to be one between these teams here. Is that not the glory of the deep ball for 40 bomb, but the inside routes that's going to win it for these games here. And I think Bissett has a chance to really become the poll leader going towards the final 2 games of the regular season.
If they have the size, though, do they have the speed to contain and deflag Rocco Cristiano?
That's going to be tough. That's something that I'm not sure if they're familiar with.
Yeah.
So if they are, then okay, we'll see what the plan is. But That's going to be a fascinating game that we'll see
Yeah.
Monday at Saint Laurent.
Very much so.
It is now time for
How much do I miss peas?
Mad. Do we miss peas?
It's a lot.
Best show. P's gonna say it's the best show ever.
Best show ever, guys.
We're going to go games of the week, and we're going to go in the same order we went through the show today. We're going to start in Division 3. Alpha Dogs, Ligro Cook.
The Cox.
Yeah. Cox. Time.
Blackouts, KGP Raw.
KGP Raw.
Blackouts.
Stoics, Greendale Human Beings.
GHP.
Greendale.
Preach, Lima Lud.
I'm going to go Malud.
It's willpower throwing again. Give me preach.
Alpha Dogs, KGP Raw.
KGP Raw.
Go Alpha Dogs with that.
Arush, the Infantry.
I'm going to go Arush. Arush because of the situation they had.
Right. Yeah. Arush.
Une phrase bien fournie, EZW.
I'm going to go ECW.
Hey, that's my field again. I'll go ECW.
Silent Ticklers, Junkyard Dogs.
I'm going to go Ticklers.
Good game. Silent Ticklers.
Beer Belly Brigade, Air Force One.
Beer Belly.
BBB.
Free Smoke 1, Green Munches.
Green Munches.
Yeah, give me Green Munch.
LGC, Speed Academy.
Speed Academy.
LGC.
Oh, LGC. Sorry, LGC.
LGC.
And Mongoose, Blues Clues.
Mongoose because of the situation they had.
Yeah, Mongoose.
All right, we're going to go 5B, Killer Rays, Primetime.
Race.
Raise.
Vic in a Box, Stormers.
Vic.
Vic.
Team Sexy, Vic in a Box.
Vic.
Vic.
Pocket Rockets, Stormers.
Stormers.
Pocket Rockets.
Red Dragons, Primal.
Dragons.
Primal.
No pun intended, Primetime.
Primetime.
Prime time.
What could have been the Penetrators.
Penetrators.
Can't pick it.
And Brewers, Blues.
Brewers.
Blues.
Women's Division 1.
I gotta go
No,
take a
this
piss, by
is
the
just
way.
Division
That's
2.
just-
Wow. My bad.
I
Got
guess-
Skills, Blessed.
I'm going to go Blessed.
Blessed.
Run It Once, Urgence Medic.
Run it once.
Run it once.
KGP, Moretti Crime Family.
Moretti.
MCF.
Killer Bees, Run It Once.
Run it once.
Run it once.
Braves 2.0, Party Crashers Blue.
Brace.
2.0.
Now Women's Division 1. Montréal U, Vortex.
Vortex.
VTEX.
Fleur de Lis, Ghosted.
I'm going to go Fleur.
Fleur.
Stars, Bleu Pou.
Blue Poo.
Bleu Pou.
Fit Squad, Montréal U.
Fit Squad.
Montréal U.
And Brut, Fit Squad.
Brutes.
Brut.
Women's Division 2, Les Hiboux, VC Cubs.
VC Cubs.
I'll go Les Hiboux.
Green Killers, Steelers.
Killers.
Steelers.
Wildcats, Red Nation.
Nation.
I'll go Red Nation, but it's close.
Linkset, Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
I'll go Linkset.
Les Loups, Cavaliers.
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 VC Cubs, Dream Killers.
Cubs.
Cubs.
Carababes, Red Nation.
Great game. Nation.
Yeah. Ooh. I'll go Carababes.
And Linkset, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
That's also a good game. I will go Linkset 2-0.
All right, Division 1, Braves, Kangaroos.
It might have a big impact on the
Yeah.
body count and go
Yeah.
Braves.
I'll go Braves too.
Fragboil Sac, KGP Plus.
KGP.
Flagman Sack, 56
All
points.
Stars, Double Straddle.
All Stars.
All Stars.
And Kangaroos, Bulldogs.
This game should be off the board again with the roster
Yeah.
numbers. Go Kangaroos.
Yeah, it's
This should be off the board. It's
Bulldogs.
off the board. Off the
Bulldogs.
board. Off the board.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go Division Coed 3, Blocked Party, half and half.
Bustan.
half and half. You always throw me off with Boost.
Michael Scott's Tots, Fast Not Furious 3.
Fast Not Furious.
Yeah, FNF 3.
Half and half, Sneaky Snakes.
Bustan.
Half and half.
We're going to go 5A, Clinkers, Him University.
Tim University.
Clinkers, depending on the QB.
All right, Buffalo Wild Wings, Backwoods Football Club.
Backwards.
No, BWW.
And then Buffalo Wild Wings, Clinkers.
Clinkers.
Wild Wings.
Rico Riders, Les Petites Carottes.
Riders.
I'll go Rico Riders.
Ballers, No Friend Zone.
Ballers.
Oof, can't pick it. Thanks, Mo.
Glory Boys, The Process.
Process.
I'll go Glory Boys.
And then The Process, No Friend Zone.
Process.
Can't pick it. Thanks, Mo.
Les Petites Carottes, West Island Boys.
Silent Boys.
West Island Boys.
Practice Squad 5, Le Speakeasy.
Not Squad.
PS5.
Nice. 35 plus. Monster Rainmakers.
Rainmakers.
I'll go Monster.
And Pacemakers Gladiator.
Glads.
Glads.
Division 6. Wind Diesel Pigeons.
Diesel.
Win, win, win.
Betway Bandits Don't Blink.
That way.
That way.
Dime Squad Bananas.
Down squad.
Dime Squad.
Practice Squad 6. Jesus.
LaSalle.
LaSalle Warriors Midget.
LaSalle.
Don't Blink Dime Squad.
Down squad.
Dime Squad.
Baby Rays Bananas.
Rays.
Baby.
Mountain Dew Babies FA Squad.
FA squad.
No, Mountain Dew babies.
Dewey Molasses LaSalle Warriors Midget.
LaSalle.
LaSalle.
The Royals Demons.
Demons.
Royals.
Texas Chooches Pigeons.
Chooches.
Pigeon.
Toon Squad Towers FT.
Toon squad.
I'll go Toon Squad 2.
Why So Serious Grooves Crew.
Goose crew.
Grooves.
Fiddlers MTL Red Blacks.
Red Blacks.
Fiddlers.
Threat Level Midnight Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer park.
Trailer Park Boys.
Wild Hogs Seatown Spice.
Seatown Spice.
Wild Hogs.
Back to the Future Gyprock State University.
Dak.
Dak.
Maccabees No Fly Zone.
Maccabees.
Maca.
Co-ed Division 2 Fighting Tigers Benchwarmers.
Tigers.
Benchwarmers.
Badgers the IG team.
Badgers.
Badgers.
Fit Squad Deep Balls.
Fit squad.
Fits. Give me D-balls.
Flamingos Flashbang team.
Flamingos.
Flashbang.
Block Party Hungry Hippos.
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 Team Rocket Badgers.
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 Co-ed Division 1 Easy Fun Power Rangers.
Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Ballbusters Les Bleus.
Blur. Ballbusters.
Les Petites Fuck The Funny Club.
LPP.
Free Smoke Kiss My Outlaws.
Outlaws.
I'll go Kiss My Outlaws.
Fast Not Furious Northern Braves.
Braves.
Northern Braves.
The Justice League Les Petites Fuck.
LPP.
I'll go LPP.
And Girl Scouts Ballbusters.
Busters.
I'll go Girl Scouts.
All right, and our last division, Division 4, Voodoo Vultures.
Voodoo. Vultures. Vultures.
Vultures.
Nomad Les Bébés Magiques.
Nomads.
LBM.
Golden Eagles, still CRA.
CRA.
Golden Eagles. New QB.
Luznor Trap Stars.
Stars.
Luznor.
Diamond Bougie Luznor.
Dimes.
Dime.
Ball Don't Lie, Balls Deep.
Balls deep.
Ball Don't Lie.
Hot Sauce Sports, Top G's.
Hot sauce.
Hot Sauce by 50.
BC et ses potes, Bruins.
Bissett.
Besset.
And Martin et Le Flag, Wide Open Bar.
Wide open bar.
I'll go, wide open bar.
All right.
Man, do I miss Peas.
Man, do I miss Peas? He's back next week.
He's back.
Yeah. I'm actually gone. I got fast coming up, man. I'm not coming up, dude.
So you can do about 2 things at once.
Yeah, it's tough though because the clock's moving up an hour, right? So it's another hour fast. And it's a little tough. We'll see how I feel. We'll figure it out. Though because we're going to the final 5-6 weeks of the regular season. Anyway, yeah, Peace is back. I'm back. Eagle will be back next week. Iggy will be off. Magic words, please.
I don't do that.
Good night, Jim Boeheim.
Good night, Fred Van Fleet. 30K.